Well, you know music, and you can count all the way up to two.
All the way up to 6 if I had to.
It's always been that.
What flavor?
It's called Jewel Mint Sapphire.
Jewel
like-
is in Juul.
Yeah.
So
Well,
it's
they
mimicking
spell it Jewl, but
for legal reasons.
yeah. Like, if you're in the know, you know.
So they banned Juuls.
They didn't ban Jewels.
How does that work?
They banned flavors of Jewels. Like, mango is gone. I think mint is gone. There was
Menthol?
I don't know if I think they still have menthol and, like, tobacco.
Why? Why did they ban Juul mango flavor? Or why did they ban Juul flavors in general?
I think,
Tobacco companies.
yeah, Big Tobacco was losing money on
Yeah.
Jewel, so they were like, we got to put a stop to this.
So like, what about why? Okay, how do they ban? I was always confused about that. How do they ban Juul but they didn't ban the other?
I think because those companies weren't making as much money,
How
so
does
they
that
didn't
work?
care enough. Because Jewel was like the thing. Everyone
Yeah,
had a
I
Jewel.
remember. It was. If you didn't have one, you were stupid.
Yeah, like
I feel like
everybody had a Jewel.
yeah.
I miss it, dude. It was awesome.
What was so good about them?
They were super small, and that's it. They were easy. You didn't have to fuck around with like vape juice or anything.
They reminded me of the Steezies of like the tobacco world. That's like
what are steezies?
like the weed version of that. It's a really really small like popular, concentrated, like THC thing. It looks kind of like a Juul, and they're real popular. So it always reminded me of the convenience, and they're really convenient. So like, if you get them, you're gonna be an addict because it becomes like, you know, you vape just for like the feeling of like
Yeah,
putting
just
something in
doing
your
it.
mouth and vaping. Same thing happens with that,
You do it with weed though.
except you get blasted off your ass and then you feel like shit and don't do anything and you become unmotivated. So
Did you use a steezy?
yeah, it did, and it was the worst. Like, it lasted for like a month somehow, even though I used it all the time. It was like the most depressing month of my life. I'm not even joking. Not that I was like depressed, but like I felt like
You just didn't do shit.
didn't do fucking anything. Like, I'd have a plan, like, I have to do this today, I have to do this. I'd conveniently hit my steezy out of habit and just completely push everything
So
off.
you just always be like absolutely yuzzed.
Yes. 24 hours a day, almost.
That's crazy to me.
It wasn't fun. I don't see how people can do that for more than a week sometimes. Like, I know, like, you know, people that chronically smoke. I do not understand.
I don't get it, but I've had bad experiences with weed, so I haven't touched it in, God, it's probably been 4, 5, 6 or 7 years.
Which isn't really a bad thing.
I mean,
There's nothing good that you're going to get out of. I mean, okay, so weed makes everything more fun. Weed makes food taste better. It makes everything more entertaining. You were probably doing too much, or I don't know. You just maybe you were in a bad space.
it was I was in a bad space. People were fucking with me.
That's horrible.
It was a dab pen.
That's-
It was my first time ever trying a dab pen.
yeah, you really set yourself up for disaster.
Yeah, like my one buddy was helping me. He was like, "Hey, stop freaking him out." But it was too late at that point.
That's
I'd
so
already
fucked
been.
up.
I'd
Oh,
already
I'd
been pretty
punch
fucked
somebody in
up.
the face if they did that. If that was my first time smoking weed and somebody fucked with me, I'd be so fucking mad.
2 people fucked with me.
That's like fucked up. But I think you would really enjoy recreationally smoking once in a while. But people start to do it so often that it becomes like their sober state of mind, I guess. And it's not fun. There's nothing fun about it.
It's expensive.
Steezy solved the problem. I will say that.
Did it?
It's like $30 a pod and it lasts you for like weeks.
How often? Oh, you were using it like
I was using it
all
like
the
all
time.
day, every day. And it lasted me for almost a month, if I remember right. This is years ago. And they're really good.
they,
kinda
they
wanna
have flavors and shit.
Yeah, I kind of want a Steezy now. See what I'm talking about? It's dangerous.
it doesn't interest me anymore. I'm all for
That's
like
fine. Me either.
legalizing weed and making it accessible to people.
Yeah.
I don't care about that. If you want to smoke it, go for it. But it's just not something I want to partake in.
I know that it makes me a lazy sack of shit, and I'm already kind of a lazy sack of shit, so I don't want to amplify that.
I'm already anxious, and I think it'll just make me
Yeah,
more
same.
anxious.
But if you're in like well, everybody's different, but like if I'm in the public setting, yeah. If I have to deal with people, then it will.
I wouldn't be able to dude. I think my biggest issue was people didn't believe what I was saying, and they were treating me like a kid. And I knew that I was high, and I acknowledged it, but I felt like since I knew it, it's just so hard to explain. It's so difficult. They were like, "Yeah, Anthony, come on." I'm like, "Stop treating me like a kid. I know I'm high, but like, I know what's going on. I'm aware of what's
you're
going
not a
around."
complete moron when you're fucking high. I mean, yeah, but you know what you're saying. You know what's going on. You know
And
reality.
they kept treating me like I was high, and I'm like, "Stop treating me like I'm high. I'm like, treat me like Anthony."
I can picture you in the corner. Stop fucking treating me like.
And I claimed that I could see into the future. So like, obviously they were gonna be like, "Okay, he's fucking gone. We have to change how we talk to him and stuff."
Yeah.
And then I was sitting in a chair, kicking my feet, looking at my feet, and I was like, "Everyone knows I'm high," and it was getting to me bad. I was freaking out.
Yeah. I almost want to get you high in like a normal state or just give you weed just to let you like have a better relationship with that because it's really not that bad.
See, my friends have I have friends who smoke and take edibles all the time, and they're like, "Look, you had a bad experience. People fucked with you." And they're like, "You'd be fine, like if you were around us," because they're super chill. They wouldn't fuck with me or anything. And they say the same thing, and I agree, but I just have like zero interest
Which
in
is
trying
fine.
it.
People shit on people for that, but it's like you're not. There's nothing that you're gonna do that. Okay, say you smoke or you eat an edible, it's not gonna benefit your life in any capacity. There's nothing you're gonna get out of it. You like being buzzed or drunk?
I drink kind of infrequently.
You got
not a lot.
sloshed a couple weeks ago.
I did.
Yeah.
But I don't like being drunk because I'm not in control.
That's exactly how I feel about it.
Like if I'm out
I hate
walking around in Japan, I felt like fine. But if I was walking in Canton, drunk off my ass,
You're vulnerable.
yeah, I'd feel very unsafe. I feel like I have to be able to react and
Yeah.
notice what's around me. And if I'm drunk, I can't do that.
I look back on like my youth and think about how big of a moron I was because I would be in ghetto like gas stations high on LSD in the bathroom and not even think twice about it. I'm probably in danger right now if something happens. I'd be in the bathroom just like talking to the walls.
Yeah, you're vulnerable.
And my
as
friends
fuck.
would be like, "Joe."
It'd be so easy to persuade you to do something or just fuck with you.
Yes and no. If somebody tried to persuade me to do something, I'd probably run away. Even if it was something normal.
It would just like freak you out.
I
Like,
just
who are
run.
you? I don't know you.
I
Get
did
away.
it like 20 times.
Damn.
I ran out of my friend's house not on shore, but like literally like right next to Shorb and ran down the street because they were fucking with me.
That's how you get got, homie.
And I remember like whenever I did it, I always wanted to like go somewhere. So which is not a good thing when you're in the ghetto. And I would just like take off out the door. And they'd have to
I'm
go
surprised you decided to vibe on Shorb.
That's where my best friend lives, so I was kind of comfortable over there. It wasn't
That
like
makes sense.
like it wasn't like going out of the way to hang out over there, I guess. And just one time LSD was introduced, and I was like, yeah.
Yeah, I'll give it a go.
And then I told my friend that he was melting in the corner, and I ran out the door.
That's fucked.
I said, "You're melting." I remember looking at him like he's looking at me like, "What the fuck are you looking at?" I'm like, he looked like candle wax, and like it was so like weird.
You
Freaked me
mentioned,
out.
I think it was this week.
I don't do
maybe.
drugs anymore anyway. Go ahead.
You said when you were younger, you would get shit faced all the time. Not on
Mhm.
drugs, but on alcohol.
Oh yeah.
That's so crazy because
I mean like blackout fucked.
you,
Bad.
as long as I've known you, you've been like not anti-alcohol, but like I hate it. It tastes like shit.
Yep.
It's gross, and you never ever drink, as far as I know.
No. I always thought it was gross, except Fireball. I know you don't like Fireball. I like Fireball. Like if you handed me Fireball right now, I'd do it and not have an issue. But everything else, I always thought it was gross. I only did it because of the feeling, and I was young, I guess. And like, you're just, all my friends are
That
getting
makes
drunk.
sense.
But yeah, I don't really have a desire for it. It doesn't benefit me anymore. And like you say, you don't like being out of control. I'm much more aware of my surroundings now, and I'm much more maybe it's a negative thing too. Like I'm hyper aware of things. So being drunk puts you out of control.
I think it's just a product of like where we grew up and the experiences you've had.
Yeah, but so many people are so carefree around our age group, and I kind of envy them.
Well, have you ever been in like a situation where you needed to be in control and get like a fight or flight situation?
You mean like sober or drunk?
Sober.
Oh, 100%.
That's the thing. I think a lot of people haven't been in that type of situation.
Like jiu-jitsu competition. You can't. You have to be completely in control of.
Not even that. Like out on the street, you're just hanging
It's
out
like
and
something
then
dangerous. Yeah.
like just shit's not going great, and you're like, okay, I got to dip out of here, or things are gonna get.
Yeah, and I think it's you can, if you're sober, you can recognize a sketchy situation before it becomes sketchy, and when you're drunk, that might be skewed.
When I'm drunk, I get a lot friendlier. So if someone was trying to like take advantage of me, they probably could.
Can I have your wallet? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
I was at M bar one time, and I was shit faced. I went into the bathroom, bumped into this guy, and he got a little pissed off. So I just started talking to him, like, hey, I'll buy you a drink. And I bought the dude like 4 drinks. And then I look at my bill, I'm like, dude, why the fuck
Why would
did
you
I
do
buy
that?
this guy like 4 drinks?
Was he big and scary?
No, he was like smaller than me.
Dude.
I was just like,
You just being
not
nice to him?
about a confrontation.
Yeah.
It's like, let's solve this and I will buy you alcohol.
I used to be like horrified at confrontation when I was younger. Probably until I was like 15. I was told that if I fought back, I'd be grounded for like. I was literally told if I got in a fight, they had to be on top of me punching my face in before I could fight back, so that like, or else I'd be grounded for like a month, and like put the fear of God into me. And then one day I was like, yeah, fuck that. That's not what I want to do.
Have you been in a fight?
Yes. Very many.
I've never been in a fight.
They
Not like a one-on-one fight or
Yeah.
anything. Like I've never had that. Like me and my brother and 2 other friends got jumped. That was the only like physical altercation I've been involved in ever. That was in 8th grade.
I noticed something weird was if I got into a fight in like a school or something, like I never felt like somebody punched me. It always kind of caught me off guard. Like it didn't feel like anything. I always thought it was weird. Like I got punched in the face probably like 15, 20 times.
Was it before or after like the altercation or confrontation broke out?
During?
It was probably
Like
just
I would get punched in the, it was the
jacked up
adrenaline.
on adrenaline.
Like I'd always remember like I'd get punched in the face or something would happen and I just like I didn't even notice it. I remember just being like thinking during the fight like, oh, that was weird. Like
Adrenaline's crazy,
Yeah.
dude. People get shot and don't even notice
Mhm.
when there's so much adrenaline.
or
pumping.
stabbed and they think that what's that like?
It kind of burns.
Yeah, what's that hot thing? It's either a bullet or a knife. It's crazy. Yeah, I've watched like videos on Reddit and our friend Bescore.
Oh yeah, best
And,
score.
Yeah, where people in like Brazil get into fights with like machetes and shit. You never seen those? Those are fucked. Like they chop each other's like bodies open, and they just keep going. Like somebody just macheted your back open with like a 12-inch gash, and you just keep on trying to attack them. I'm just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's
They're
nutty
nuts.
as fuck. That would be a not fun situation to be in where someone has a blade or any sort of weapon like a knife,
No.
and then you have nothing.
No, I would try to, even I kind of take on the philosophy today. When I was younger, I didn't because I was more hot-headed, but avoid fights at all costs. Just because if somebody pulls out a knife or a gun and you don't have that, what are you going to do? Like, okay, you could beat somebody up. Maybe you can't. Like, that's not the point, though. The point is you can't
You don't want
dodge
to
a
die.
bullet.
there.
Yeah, you don't want to die because of your fucking ego. So, like, whenever I see, like, somebody in their 30s getting all tough and, like, motherfucker, I'm just like, that's cringe. Like, you have no self-awareness.
It's different now because more people now carry on them.
Yeah.
And they're back when it would have been 2013 when we got jumped. Alex pulled out a knife, and if that I sincerely feel like if that would have happened, like now, those kids probably might have had a gun on them, and
How many were there?
like 7 or 8.
Where?
You know where
I want to know the backstory on this.
You know where McDonald's and Mugswigs are downtown?
Yep.
So we were at McDonald's that morning. It was like, I don't know, 10 o'clock or something, getting breakfast. And my friend lived really close to there. We always went to his house, but we walked to that McDonald's, and then we were walking back. And while we were there, they were like, hey, can we have $1 for food? We're like, no, we don't have any money. Sorry. So they followed us out, and we were going up towards like Market in the downtown area. And not all of them followed us. I think 4 or 5 came up to us, and then the others stayed behind. And they just punched my friend in the back of the head, and then I threw my drink at him. Alex pulled the knife, and we ran away and dipped inside like a drug mart or something.
Man, wouldn't that be nice to pulled out a gun and just fucking blasted those morons away? I always think about how nice that would be. Well, that sounds like psychopathic, but I don't care. If somebody punches me for no reason, you're gonna die. I don't care. You're a piece of shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if somebody's trying to jump me for doing nothing wrong, then I think you deserve probably death penalty.
Just send it to him. Send him.
Yeah, send him to fucking hell. Okay, I got a question for you. I always wondered if somebody, like, say somebody broke in your house or tried to hurt you or your family and you had to kill them, would you feel remorse for killing somebody? Like, how would you feel about that?
I can't say because I haven't done it.
That's true.
Obviously, but I think it's run through everyone's head. Like, if you are in a place and like someone fucks with your family, or like my dog, if someone fucked with my dog,
I'm torturing them. They're not just
yeah,
dying.
they're. I would lose my mind.
I'm
I
gonna tie
would
their
lose
fucking
my mind
hands
if
and
someone
feet
fucked with my
together.
dog. So, I can't say for certain. I'm gonna say no, because like, don't fuck with my dog. Don't do that. But again, I don't know.
I always wonder about that. I don't think I would either. But like you say, you don't know until you do it. But like if somebody's trying to hurt like your family, like why would I have remorse for you? You're gonna hurt somebody else if I don't end your life.
Right. You're very
You
obviously
can do it again.
not sane, or you make horrible decisions. You're just a shitty person.
You're an
Like,
impulsive, shitty person.
I wouldn't feel bad if anything bad happened to you.
Yeah. One of my my ex best friend was into that life of like crime more or less. I think I've told you about him. I'm not gonna say his name because he's in prison right now.
Jesus.
Yeah. He'd like break into people's houses and do horrible things. I don't think he ever hurt like anybody, at least that I know of. Like he never told me. But I always wondered like he's gonna get shot one day or killed. Like something's gonna happen to this dude. And I remember one time he tried to break into somebody's house with like the fuck they call that thing that you pry doors open with.
Like a crowbar?
A crowbar, yeah. And he didn't know the guy was home, and he was. I think he wanted to steal weed. It was something so stupid. I should never have been this guy's friend, more or less. And but he was like extremely loyal. I will say that. Like he's a really good friend, like as a person, but not a good person in general.
Good friends can
He
make
was a
bad
really good,
decisions.
good friend. But I guess the guy he told me came down, and he heard like either he said like the guy was chambering his gun, or it was like I don't know, it's like a shotgun maybe. He said like he heard like a chamber, so like I heard he took off fucking running down the street. He was probably like 5 seconds away from getting blasted away and never seeing another day again. And that always like made me like think like God damn, like how stupid do you have to be to do stuff like that?
Do you ever wonder like how many times you've come like centimeters to death?
Yes. Like even when you're driving though, and you narrowly avoid like an accident on your motorcycle or something, like you're probably this close to probably dying. And that's just what we live with every day.
I kind of wish there was like a little counter. It was like, hey,
Yeah.
you've come this close to dying this many times. Like if you would have done this instead of this, you'd be a goner. That would be interesting.
That makes me think more
wanna
of a
see it.
simulation. No, that sounds. It feels like there's somebody controlling us, because we should be probably dead. I know I should be. I should have died like 40 times, and Here I am. So I just can, and like Steve-O, for God's sakes. Somebody's fucking controlling him with a video game.
Yeah, dude,
Why is he alive?
I don't know.
What? He's got in water with sharks with like bloody fish attached to him and done like bull stunts he's insane. How does he survive?
Also, his drug addiction was ridiculous.
That too. His whippet addiction. And yeah, I just always feel like I don't know, it feels like somebody's maybe we do die. Every time we die I heard this theory. I don't believe this. Every time we die, we like instantly transfer to another dimension and where we survived, and we don't even realize it.
That would be interesting.
It's so similar to it is basically our own just diversion. You didn't die in the multiverse.
So, like in some universe, you were in a gas station, got jumped, shanked in the snack aisle, and then instantly transported to another dimension.
The other dimension, the timeline changes and maybe you waited 2 minutes to go to the gas station, and you avoided the person that did that. It's just interesting to think about.
That is, I've
like
never thought about that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if it's cool. It's more so like
it is cool because we're like, and the fact that we've been dead. This is another one that blows my mind, and I'm gonna have a hard time explaining this. That we've been dead for billions of years, and we've been alive for billions of years. Freaks me out. You're gonna say, "What the fuck are you talking?"
Yeah,
about?
I was gonna elaborate, please.
It's gonna be hard for me to explain this because I'm not as smart as the person that explained it. So the past, present, and future all exist at once, according to scientists like Einstein. So basically, you've already been dead for billions of years because the future already exists. It's already happened. And then you've already been alive for billions of years somehow. I sound like a moron.
Well, I guess no, I wouldn't say you have. I mean, okay, just based on the theory, like sure, I get the point.
Well, time doesn't go. We perceive time as linear, but that's not reality. Time doesn't work like that.
I'm more perceiving it through like your cells did not exist yet in a certain time frame.
It was dying. It was pissing me off.
Does it beep or does it vibrate?
It was fucking vibrating my wrist off. But I'm trying to think of how they explained like being alive for billions of years.
I get the concept.
I mean, it's technically true if the past, present, and future exist simultaneously. How could it not be?
But then it also throws me off because I'm like, well, the future hasn't happened yet.
Yes,
Like tomorrow hasn't happened.
It has.
I hate that. I don't hate it because I think it's wrong. I hate it because I can't grasp it.
I know. I also hate it because I can't grasp it. I'm too dumb. It just freaks me out. But I wanted to bring this up before I forget. We were talking at work today, not you and I, but one of the guys at work, I'll forget if I don't bring it up, about like what's going on with like Ukraine and Russia and everything. I really wanted to talk about that.
I just listened to the podcast Lex Friedman had Tucker Carlson on. That was interesting.
Yeah. So the person I was talking to is on the other side of the spectrum, autistic. So he's basically liberal.
Okay.
Same thing. So it's so interesting to hear that perspective.
Well, okay. So what is your perspective? Like in terms, like you think X is going to happen and he thinks X is going to happen? Or X and Y? Or where does, I guess, yeah, where do you both stand on it?
So, for example, he's going to, anything that, like, your CNN will say is what he's going to regurgitate. So, like, we need to fund Ukraine and that Ukraine is going to win if we keep funding them. What else does he say? That it's Trump's fault somehow, and Biden is doing a great job at handling it.
That's so weird. How can you say like Biden's doing a great job at handling it when they're in desperate need of ammo right now? It's kind of like you just shot yourself in the foot with that one statement.
Yeah, it's just like, I just found it fascinating how so deep set he is in like his ideas. I'm more open, I guess, on it. Like think that maybe some of that's true, and then maybe some of this is true. But I think that it's somewhere in the middle, and we really don't know the truth of what's going on because we're not powerful world leaders with the information to discern.
Okay, I think I get the perspectives now.
It's a very cookie cutter Democrat narrative,
Okay.
I guess. And I'd say the same thing if it was Republican, but it's just his belief system. What?
Was that going somewhere else? I feel like I kind of like derailed it mildly
Why?
because I asked like the opinion. So
Oh, did I not answer something?
no. So you were just talking to him about it today,
Mm-hmm.
and you were just kind of like, "Huh, he thinks this way about that thing."
What is very interesting because of how, literally generic everything was. Like, though, that's why I'd ask, like, why? Well, because this is how I feel about it. And there's, you know what I mean? There's no rhyme or reason to that belief system. And I, at the end of the conversation, he said, like, okay, well, yeah, you had some good points. And he kind of succeeded his position a little bit, if that's the right word. Like, not that he was, like, agreeing with me, but he was kind of like, yeah, you're probably right. Like, maybe they're bullshitting and they're lying. Like, you know, so, like, I don't know. It's just interesting how cookie cutter that narrative is. Like, there's no critical thought. I'm not saying that he's stupid, but there's nothing but regurgitation of information, I guess. There's no critical thought there.
I'm all for Ukraine winning, but that just seems so unlikely,
Like in the
doesn't it?
Yeah, in the interview with Tucker and Lex, he goes into detail on that, and
Right.
that's so true.
It's Russia has a long history of. You hear that?
What is that?
That's the alarm system. So when we walk out that door, it'll go. Wee, wee, wee. I'll just have to go disarm it, so it's not an issue, but it might startle you.
I didn't
Just
even
letting you know.
Yeah, it's fine.
But yeah, he was saying, or I was saying, Russia has a long history of using their troops for cannon fodder. Like, they don't care if hundreds of thousands of people die. They have the people to sustain that, and Ukraine does not.
In the experience. They have
Not
the
even
experience
like
for it.
if you just throw,
People.
yeah, you just throw them out there. They're gonna be they're Ukraine's either gonna run out of ammo and they won't be able to do anything, or that's it. Like that's the outcome, or they just get overwhelmed and push back.
They said Russia has 100 million more people, or something like that. 100 million more,
Probably just
like working or military aged.
right. And they don't care. They have. I have no idea about their manufacturing capabilities or production, but
He said they were putting out artillery 7-1 to any NATO country. In that interview.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. They're in wartime production. They probably ramp
Yeah.
things up, change things around in facilities and factories. But Ukraine doesn't have that capability, and if the West stops supplying them, then they're kind of shit out of luck.
So Ukraine doesn't win. There's no way they win. Unless we get involved in a world war conflict. Like, we would have to get involved to the point that Russia has to go to war with NATO,
Yeah.
which I totally see happening. And it's going to
I just
happen.
read something they talked about, or France and other European countries talked about sending their troops into Ukraine.
That's all it takes.
Yeah, just one little thing.
It's going to happen. And I hate that we're living in, like, the la, 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 like, everything's fine, everything's great. World's going to change real fast, real soon, in my opinion. That's my opinion. But I feel very strongly that this is going to get way worse before it gets better. I have been thinking that.
I think the other outcome is they kind of agree to disagree, where Russia keeps what they've taken, and that's it. Like Russia,
NATO wants war. The United States, at least, is almost like pushing Ukraine to, like, they almost want conflict. NATO is one of the most dangerous. How do I explain this? I know we're part of NATO and we're supposed to be pro-NATO, which I am pro-American. I think I want to win it all because I don't want other countries to take over mine. But
right.
NATO itself is one of the most dangerous organizations the world's ever seen. it's extremely dangerous for the world. But it also is good in a way. But we've probably killed the most and done the worst
It's a good deterrent, like
and altered the
to
most.
to keep war out of Europe.
But when the deterrent becomes a problem that needs to be fixed, and right now I think NATO is a kind of power-hungry problem.
In terms of wanting Ukraine to join NATO, or just
I think they
having
want
as many.
war. They want war because it's profitable. They don't want nuclear war because it's gonna end the world. But they want a profitable war, and anything but nuclear war could be profitable for the United States. It has been every other time.
Yeah,
It's
it
good
is
for everything.
The military-industrial complex.
Yep. And wherever you got to just follow the money. Wherever the money goes, that's where we go. We want war with Iran too. We're
So, are
trying.
you against sending funds to Ukraine?
I was, and I still am, but you also made a good point the other week. What are you looking at?
There's someone out there throwing trash away.
Oh. You made a good point the other week about we're kind of disarming Russia in a way. Like we're kind of exhausting resources a little bit. But are we? Like how deep does Russia's pockets go, and at what point does China get involved and back them up?
Right. Like, there's no way for me to know that. So, but that is a good point. I don't know how far their pockets go, what they're willing to expand,
Expunge.
expunge,
That's a
or what resources they're willing to use in order to achieve what they want.
I think they'll do whatever it takes at this point because of they want to save face. They don't want the embarrassment. Putin doesn't want the embarrassment, so he'll do anything.
Did you listen to that podcast with Lex, like most of it?
Like half of it so far.
Did he touch on Putin's
What's that?
reasoning for going into Ukraine in the first place?
Ye-
Because I remember him saying it was pretty stupid. Like, the reason just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I got to that, but I wasn't maybe able to focus
I
on
know.
it because
I'm
I
kind
was
of forgetting
cleaning.
what he said Putin's objective was. It might have been like to denazify Ukraine.
Yeah, that's what Putin says. Putin says, yeah, you're right. Putin says that Ukraine has Nazi, fascist fucking parties of people everywhere. They're all Nazis more or less, and that's his reason, is to denazify Ukraine. That's not true though.
No,
I mean,
it's
I'm not saying there's not Nazis in Ukraine, because there is, but it's not like that, first of all, and it's not the reason that you go to. You want the fucking country because you want the territory.
Right.
Just say it. I hated that interview that he did with Tucker Carlson.
I didn't listen to it, but even Tucker was saying it just got annoying how he just went on this big history
He did for
lecture.
like 25, 30 minutes.
That's frustrating.
And it was nothing, like, he didn't give what anybody wanted, which I think was on purpose. I mean, obviously, but I think that it was very planned on his part to not give people what they wanted to hear.
Right. If you just allude around the things, then, like, you did the interview, but
Because he knows who's listening to that.
yeah, everyone's listening to that.
Yeah, including his enemies. So he has to be careful, which I hate. I still don't know who Vladimir Putin is. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know the personality of Vladimir Putin yet, because he keeps it mysterious on purpose. So I'm pissed.
You probably never will know.
Think you,
Vladimir
like,
Putin.
watch his anime or anything?
Dude, what if he's a huge weeb?
Yeah, what is he? Everybody's got like hobbies and pastimes. What is his besides taking over countries that don't deserve to be?
It seemed from the very little I know about him, he does like manly things, like rides horses.
That's just
without
what they
shirts.
all want you to believe.
I know, but that's all I know.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know what he likes or anything like that. He's probably really paranoid all the time.
I don't know what kind of porn he watches.
Tentacle.
Yeah, I can see that. See, I want to see Vladimir Putin's search history. I really do. I want to know like how does his brain work? Because he's such not a mystical figure, but he's such a mystery to Americans and probably his own people. Like, who's the person? Because when you learn the person behind that, you realize a lot of the reasoning for what they're doing. So it's just fascinating.
From the only thing I've really gathered over the course of this 2 years is that he wants to, not even the 2 years, I think he said it multiple years ago. So over the course of his presidency is that he wants to reclaim what the former Soviet Union had, which is all the satellite states like Poland, Ukraine, and everything else that was part of the USSR.
So when he goes, if he wants Ukraine, he wants Poland.
Yeah.
And when he wants Poland, he gets NATO.
I don't even,
Poland's NATO.
part of me thinks it's not even that he wants NATO or anything further.
Well, I mean,
less
like he
than
wants,
Poland.
if he wants Poland, but he gets NATO, as in like NATO now has to.
Yeah,
get
NATO
involved.
has to step in because
Poland's one of their biggest contributors money wise. So another thing I want to touch on is why Donald Trump wants to recede from NATO, because everybody shits on him.
Isn't his reasoning, for lack of my knowledge about it, because the U.S. pretty much foots the bill. It's if the U.S. wasn't in NATO, it wouldn't be such a big threat.
It's like
They're the big brother.
yeah, it's like you, me, Alex, and a bunch of people went out to eat, and they asked if we're gonna split checks, and we said no, Anthony's got it. You'd be like, no, I don't want it. I'm not paying for all your food because you're Mr. Krabs.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to throw that in there, but you know what I mean. Like, you'd be like that's, and then so say you did it once, okay, fine, I'll do it, and then the next time we went out to eat, we'd stick it to you again. Eventually, you'd be like, no, you guys got to put your fair share in, and that's what Trump's thought process is that these countries aren't footing the bill or not footing the bill. They're not helping at all. They're not contributing. Poland contributes a lot. I think they're the highest contributor, actually. And then there's a few others that do, but I forget who doesn't, but it's a lot who just are not, and they're contractually obligated to pay X amount of dollars per year, and they're not even coming close.
That makes sense, and I can get behind that.
But that's dangerous.
With the NATO thing, I'm split 50-50 on it because I think it acts as a fantastic deterrent against war. But if we're footing the bill for most things and it makes my life shittier because I have to pay more on things, then I'm like, well, fuck this. Like, if you guys can't defend yourself, that's kind of your own fault, right?
Yeah, but then by funding Ukraine, we're making our life shittier because we're paying for it. Where our country, people don't realize the problem that's facing them. Like, I think he touched on it too in the podcast, is that the American dollar is going to lose its power like exponentially fast now, like quicker than it has been. And BRICS is a big problem.
Well, what do you think would overtake the American dollar?
BRICS, BRICS for sure. The Brazil, Russia, India, China, I forget the Spain maybe, I forget the S. That currency that they're using, I forget the name. It might, I don't know what the fuck they use, but that's going to be a massive issue for the United States dollar. It's going to have a competitor now. So I'm worried about that, and nobody's like worrying about that. That's a serious issue.
I kind of disagree with that.
I want to know why.
Well, because Russia's currently in a war, and I know he touched on, well, he was in Moscow, and the sanctions don't seem to be affecting Moscow. But keep in mind, that is the capital city of Russia, and that is the most important city in Russia. So resources are probably going to be allocated to that city more so than others. So maybe he was receiving a skewed view of what the rest of the country is going through by being in that one important city. Then again, I don't know. Haven't been to Russia.
Yeah, we both really, it's hard to tell. It's just what you feel, I guess.
And China, from what I hear, is suffering immensely in terms of economics. Their birth rate is falling. They can't have fucking kids. And
Japan's really bad, too.
Japan's bad. South Korea.
I was just reading
Southeast
about that
Asia is
today.
actually very bad. South Korea is horrible, too. I think South Korea is the worst out of all of them right now.
Even the United States, I think, is on a decline.
Yeah, I think it is. And also our lifespan is like 76 years old.
Yeah, it went
The
down.
average.
It went down the last couple of years.
76 is like,
That sucks.
it sounds old, like 76 years. That's much. But knowing people who were in their 70s, I'm like, okay, this dude's still got a lot of life left in him.
We're
they
a
don't seem
third of
that
the way
old.
there. Oh, that's scary.
That sucks. Don't fucking say
We're a
that.
third of the way there.
That's
Anthony.
not. That's a.
We've already lived 1/3. We only got probably 10 years left of our prime as guys, physically.
Aging scares me.
Not
I
even
don't
10
like to
years.
think about it.
I think about this quite often, and I don't like it either.
I think about it, but I don't like to think about it.
Do you feel like at age 30 your life is over?
Yes.
Like I do too, but it's
I
not.
feel like
But I do. I feel that way.
I feel like at like 28, 29, my life is over.
At 20, did you feel like 25, 26 your life was going to
Yup.
be over? So then maybe it's just,
Maybe I already feel like my life is over. I'm just not admitting it.
I don't want to say age is just a number because we know what that can be interpreted, but age is just a number.
It is, but with
It's a
that
mindset.
number comes physical deterioration.
It depends on how you take care of yourself well. I think that you going to the gym is going to benefit you greatly.
It does.
And you
But
don't push yourself to heavyweight. You use repetition.
that's true. I like to stay fairly healthy, aside from my addiction to caffeine and
Yeah,
nicotine.
we got to cut those out. I got to cut out my frozen pizza. That's my crutch.
Frozen pizza?
Yes. I love frozen pizza.
Like Red Baron type deals that you
Red
pop in
Baron.
the oven?
I forget the name, but like the margarita pieces with like the mozzarella,
You talked
basil,
about
they're
those
so
before.
good. That's when I mess myself up with the hot sauce though. That's when I dunk it in hot sauce and I end up in the bathroom at work for half the day.
That's disgusting.
It is not. It's so good. Garlic hot sauce and margarita pizza is a lethal combination.
I don't like margarita pizza because there's a lot of tomatoes on that, right?
Yeah.
I don't fuck with tomatoes.
But it's like not the gay tomatoes. It's like the little squares.
Any form of tomato, I'm against.
You're tripping. I just had tomatoes on my grilled chicken sandwich today.
Fuck tomatoes.
They were soaked through the bread,
That's
which I also think
disgusting.
is disgusting.
Tomatoes do not belong on a burger. They will
Not on a burger.
soggy the bun.
Yeah.
They're,
But on
they're
a-
gross.
What about a grilled chicken sandwich?
No tomato.
I think it makes sense. Lettuce and tomato.
Lettuce and mayo.
Mayo's disgusting.
I used to be a mayo hater.
It's disgusting.
I've come around.
It's disgusting.
It's a great
Yeah.
addition to complement a sandwich.
No. Mayonnaise is one of the worst things of all time. And it's also an instrument.
I get the reference, the SpongeBob
Yeah.
reference. Mayonnaise
Is mayonnaise an instrument?
is so bad for you.
Is it?
Yeah,
I know that.
it's.
It's like ranch, though. Ranch is horrible.
I think mayonnaise is just like oil and fat,
Really?
pretty much. It's
Tastes like
it's
it.
horrendous for you.
I like, what does mayo go in, like, sauce-wise? I know that they mix mayo with, like, other things to make, like,
Like sriracha, you can make like spicy mayo.
mid.
Fuck yeah, Chipotle stuff like Chipotle mayo is good.
I don't think I like anything with mayonnaise in it. It's gross.
I get it. I used to be a mayo hater. I also used to be a sour cream hater. But if it's on something, I don't mind.
Sour cream dip. I like that.
Never really had sour cream dip. Like if it's on a taco or something, I fuck with it. Or like a burrito. Yeah.
Nah, I don't know. What about ketchup? What about, like, you like ketchup,
I do.
but you don't like tomatoes.
Yeah.
Ketchup is, like, really soggy tomatoes. And
Ketchup is
Liquid.
not, while it's made of tomato, it does not taste like tomato. It's
Yes,
got
it
so much
does.
sugar and bullshit in it that tomatoes just don't.
if you have ketchup bowl and you can taste the tomato.
I don't, no one, bleh. Like I like ketchup.
Wait, you never squeeze a packet in your mouth?
No,
Dude.
I like ketchup, but too much ketchup is a bad thing. Ketchup in moderation. I used to be like, yeah, big ketchup guy.
I'm a big ketchup guy. Today I had big ketchup.
Put it on some fries.
I
I'd rather
doused
barbecue
it.
sauce is my all-time favorite sauce, though.
What is?
Barbecue.
Yeah, barbecue's pretty good,
It
but
can
it's
go.
not my
It can
favorite.
go on anything.
I'd probably say hot sauce and ketchup.
Ketchup, no. No.
Ketchup on a burger, ketchup on fries. You know? No?
Barbecue sauce on a burger. Barbecue sauce on fries.
Barbecue sauce on a burger. I dip mine in ketchup after the barbecue sauce.
I would. Yeah, I'll dip a burger in ketchup too. The
Yeah,
dipping
like
method is
the one I
great.
get from way back with the onion rings on it. It's got barbecue sauce, and I dip it in ketchup, and it's so good. But it makes me feel like really crappy.
Ketchup or the burger
The burger.
from way back.
Yeah, it's real greasy.
I had one not too long ago. It's been, I don't know, a month, a few weeks. It was great, but yeah, their burgers are they're greasy. There's a lot to
Yeah.
them.
Did that pizza make you feel like crap at work today?
I didn't feel too bad.
You had like
honestly.
14 pieces.
I had 4. 4, a bag of chips, and 3 cookies.
How many pieces of pizza do you think you could eat there? Like if you didn't have like a conscience.
7.
7?
7 or 8.
I think you could probably push to like 9, I think.
I probably could.
I could probably do like 6.
I think those little square slices are a lot easier to eat than the triangle ones.
Yeah, I like the thin pizza too. It's more, I don't know how to explain
Less
it.
filling.
Well, it's less filling, but it's like, I don't know, it just feels cleaner to eat. Like it's like it's crispy or something.
I think I get it.
Like this pizza is really refreshing.
But I have been dieting all week.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, you showed me that diet you're doing.
Today was just, I probably won't eat the rest of the day since I had that.
Are you
bullshit.
trying to get leaner because of summer coming up?
I just feel pretty chubby. Not even summer. Like, I don't even know if I went swimming last summer. I can't remember. So it has nothing to do with like going to the beach or looking good.
For me, that's what it has to do with.
That's a fine point. I'm
insecure, so.
I'm extremely insecure.
Yeah.
If I went to the beach now, I would take my shirt off, but I would feel bad about it.
Nobody look at me, I'm fat.
And I'd be like, please don't look at me.
That's so crazy to me. I know you talked about this before, but like you're in shape, but yet you feel that way, and then people that look like pears there's nothing in their brain that says, man, I look like shit.
And I wish I could have that mindset. I really do.
But then you look like a pear. Would you like to look like a pear? Would you like to look like good, like fit?
It's kind of a double-edged sword. I never feel like I look good. So that's why I work out, and I just enjoy it. But if I didn't care, then like I just don't care.
Yeah.
But that's not healthy, and that'll kill you quicker.
Yeah, and you'll feel like crap.
Yeah, and I don't like feeling like crap.
Like imagine being shaped like a pear and just having like hairy nipples and a chest and back and just walking around.
I remember in high school,
it's gross.
when I started working out, one of my friends told me, he was like, when we get out of high school, you're probably going to gain a lot of weight. And I was like, motherfucker, no, I'm not. I'm not going to just let myself
yourself
go.
go.
Like so many people do after high school.
Yeah.
'Cause a lot of people play sports in high school. Their eating is regimented, and they lose all that structure when they go to college because it's a
Yeah.
lot more open. You can
So
make your
many
own
people
decisions.
that I went to school with are chunky monkeys now. Like, I mean,
I see
like
it a lot too.
bordering obese. And they were fit in high school.
It's crazy
It
how like
sucks.
fast it can happen. It's a lot harder to get off and put on. So you
Yeah.
you have to maintain at least some sort of healthy lifestyle.
Like a lot of girls I know that I was like, damn, you're cute in high school. They're fucking whales.
Yeah.
I'm just like, you pig.
People
You fucking
people I
piglet.
know like they were so into fitness and so healthy, and then now they changed completely.
And people
I-
just give up.
I get that time gets in the way, air quotes there, but that's just part of being disciplined and
Yeah.
wanting to
And
not.
genetics play a role, though.
Genetics do play.
Like,
a role.
I eat like shit and I'm fairly lean.
I eat like shit, and
And
I
you
can maintain
still
a
fit.
decent
Yeah.
Like, body weight and appearance.
So, like, them, they just probably have the fat genetic. Like, hey, we're going to eat this pizza and we're going to wake up like a fucking whale. And be cool with it. And then have kids and get married and be miserable.
You know what's crazy? I'm turning 26 soon. You're
Like a
turning
month.
27 this year.
Fuck.
Yeah, that's crazy. That isn't the crazy part. The crazy part is that most people our age, I would say, probably are married and have a family.
Hmm.
That's nutty.
And I don't picture that being
I don't
reality.
either. It does not.
Compute.
Not at all. I
And
couldn't
it's-
imagine like owning a home with my spouse who has a kid.
I just thought about this for like 3 hours yesterday.
Did you?
How miserable I would be.
I think my sister got married in, what year was that? 2019.
Yeah, but your sister's probably normal.
She is normal.
We're not. There's something wrong.
She's 20. I got to run the number real quick. I can figure it out. I can do this.
Well, if I went to high school with her, she's 3 years older or 4 years older
She
than
was
I am.
born, it's 2024.
She was born in
minus
2024.
1995. She's 29. She'll be 29 this year.
Old.
So 5 years ago, she's 28 now. She was 24. No, she was fucking like 23, 24 when she got married.
A lot of our peers kind of seem to get, I don't know, they kind of seem like they found like a partner around that age.
She's been with her husband since like sophomore year of high school.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they've been together for a long time.
That's good. That's rare.
Yeah, I really like him. He's a really nice guy.
Yeah.
I'm happy for her. That's just not something I picture myself
I would
doing.
be miserable. Okay, I thought about this. I ran through this scenario. Like I think I was in my car driving and I was like thinking like, what if my wife was next to me right now badgering me about something? I would want to just fucking open the door and jump out. I'd be miserable. Like I'd be miserable going home and having to, I don't know. Maybe we got comfortable being alone too much.
I think that is a factor. You have to take into account that when you do meet someone who like you're happy with, of course spats are going to happen. It's unavoidable. But for the most part, you're happy with them. And maybe like you were maybe in a different situation. You were sitting in your car and the person next to you is like, hey, look at this cool thing. Let's go do this thing this weekend. You're like, yeah, that sounds fun.
That's not me, dude.
It might not be.
Because they're gonna say, hey, let's go watch the Barbie movie, or let's go wine tasting, or let's go to the bar, and I'm just like, no,
I'm good.
let's just stay home and stare at the wall, please. I'd rather be home like with my dog or vibing and doing something I want to do, like working on bikes or stuff like that. That's what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I hate working on bikes, I want to work on bikes because I like doing it.
I know. I'm very excited to work on my bike tomorrow, but in the same vein, I'm like, man, something is just gonna piss me off.
Yep.
Like something will not be as easy as it should be.
That's why I'm putting off my fairings.
Fairings.
I know something's gonna piss me off.
Fairings on a bike, I think, are the most frustrating part about sport bike. Yeah, I'm hungry. Did you hear my stomach growl?
Yeah. Dude's talking
I
to
haven't
you.
eaten since 11:30.
Jesus Christ.
But fairings suck. They're horrible. They look great on a bike, and they come off easy.
They
But
don't go
boy,
back
they
on.
do not go on easy.
And if you fuck up your fairings and you got to get new fairings,
And it's easy to fuck up your fairings.
oh, man, I hate putting them on. They never fit right. You always lose something. You put the wrong thing here, you put the wrong thing there.
Those little plastic pins that pop in, those things suck ass.
I bought a bunch of them because I kept breaking
I
them.
have a
and
ton
fucking them
too,
up. Yeah.
if you need any extras.
I have like 1,000.
When I bought my fairings, I bought a whole pack of those pins in different sizes and shapes.
I got to redo my temps.
Just get your fucking license, dog.
No.
Bro, it's so... You don't have to worry about a goddamn thing.
If
The
I
test takes 15 minutes, you're done.
I'll just get another 1,000 and run. Then I'll never have to get a license.
And you won't make it to 76, the
It's
average
alright.
life of the American.
Yeah, well. Can you imagine me like 75 years old riding on my motorcycle from cops?
What is your reason for not wanting to just get your motorcycle license? There has to be like some sort of good reason. If you say, "Oh, I'm just lazy," I'm going to call you a shithead.
Let me think here.
A
Let me
good,
think here.
solid reason why it's not a good idea. Like currently with your temps, you're already paying for tags on the bike. You're paying insurance on the bike. You're paying for
I
tax
think it
on
is
the
just
bike.
being partly lazy, but then also, I don't know,
Like you have to go in and renew your temps.
every year.
You never have to renew your motorcycle license.
Just laziness. You can totally call me shithead for it because I
You're
agree.
a fucking shithead.
Yeah.
You're dumb as fuck. Ah,
Yeah.
it makes me. That grinds my gears. That
Well,
gets me going.
okay, so I don't want to admit to my felonies on here, but like when you're a retard like me, and you have that mindset when police maybe want to pull you over, and you kind of feel like, what's the point of having a license? I guess. like-
Convenience of not having to go back and renew temps, because
But
you're already going back to renew.
I
them.
wouldn't care to renew them. Like,
You already
how do I
just
explain
said
this?
you're going to.
I know
renew
I
them.
sound like a fucking moron, but like, okay, if theoretically, allegedly, potentially, maybe, possibly, perhaps, like somebody was gonna not stop for the police, why would you need your temps? Why would you need your license? And like somehow the person in this experiment somehow justifies. Well, fuck. What the fuck do I need them for if I don't
But you see,
I know that sounds so stupid.
no, the hole in your bucket containing water, the very large hole in it, is that you already said you're going to renew your temps this year.
Yes, because I don't plan on doing this said activity that I didn't do in the future because I think it's stupid and foolish. So now I have to get them.
Oh my God.
Think about this from
You're doing some
gymnastics.
absolutely insane mental gymnastics right now.
No. This is good stuff here. This makes sense to me. Let's lay it out on the table. Look, Kyle, go
In the mic. You're walking.
Oh.
Come
I'm
on.
walking away from the
We're
mic.
doing-
I'm
we're
walking
doing-
away
we're
to the
doing a
table. I'm
podcast
walking away
here.
on the mic. So, Kyle before, please go woo, and I go, oh hey, you guys, gotta go.
You zoot off. All right.
Right, I gotta poop. I gotta go home. I make an excuse, and then now, oh whoop whoop whoop, whoop. Ah crud. I don't want to do that because I'm a fucking moron. Let's not be a moron.
But wait, that's such a better reason to go get your license.
I'm gonna get my license.
Just, dude, you can
I'm going
use
to.
your 650 or mine. It's so
No, I'm going
easy.
to. I'm gonna get it this year.
Good.
I'm not saying I'm not gonna get it this year. That's why I didn't get it before was because what's the fucking point? Now if
I'm not gonna say, yeah, I understand, but I understand.
there's just no point in my head.
So now
Stupid.
now there is a point.
Yeah, until I get a 1,000. And then my mindset once again changes. Like when rich people get money and they're good people and then they become corrupt when they get it.
Yeah.
That's like me when
You become corrupt when
Dude,
you
I
get the
get
1,000
corrupt.
cc's.
I become like a fucking felon. I'm a normal person that behaves on a daily basis, and then I get on that, and I'm just like, I'm gonna go on like a killing spree and fucking run from police and go on like a 3-foot fucking state chase. Like I just turned a different person. I'm a maniac.
For your it's been a while since I've had my temps because I got my license very early on. Do you still get another like card? So you have your license and then your temp ID.
2. Yeah. But it's 2 licenses basically. One just has the.
Is the temps vertical or are they horizontal?
I'm gonna answer your question.
There's a credit card. There's
Did
a
I take
license.
it out? No, I didn't.
They're horizontal.
Which
Let me see that pic. Let me see. This is the same one for both.
Yeah. Which one is the temps?
Oh, you're smiling,
Well, they made me.
bro. You look older in this.
Why?
I don't know. I think it's the hair.
Oh yeah, I look like a fucking bum. I think I rode my bike up there and I had my helmet on.
I've done that too.
Where does it say?
The helmet here.
What's the fucking difference? Oh, right. No. How do they tell you have your temps on this?
Let me see.
Wait a
Are they
second.
just 2 forms of like identical ID?
One says driver's license, one says temporary permit, but it doesn't say anything about motorcycle.
It's just a temporary permit
Oh,
for
there
a
it is.
vehicle. Is it?
M1.
Ah.
And then D. So yeah, vertical. Interesting. I did not think about that. Yeah, I'll get my license this year. As I am probably lying to you because I'm gonna just run on my 1,000 cc.
Well, right now can you do a U-turn
Yep.
like between the 2 lines?
I practice it. It's pretty easy.
So you can do all the stuff.
I can lane split at like 160 around a sharp turn with like no problem.
Well, the max speed you'll get at a fucking license test is 15 miles
Yeah,
per
so
hour.
I'm fine. Not on. I can't do it on 1,000. I can't take the test on 1,000. I can't. You literally can't turn the handlebars.
Well, that's you feather the clutch and touch the rear brake. You feather the rear brake as well to keep that balance in the turn.
I'm like an anti-rear brake.
It's so good for balance.
Yeah, it's
stopping
slow speed. Yeah,
but
I'll do it
balance
on
is
slow
great.
speed, but I don't use it like come and do a stop.
I use both.
Yeah, I don't think it's bad. I don't know. I just prefer using the front.
Engine brake like a man.
Yeah, I do a lot of engine braking too. I miss riding that bike so much. I really want you to get a 1,000. I'm never gonna stop pushing you for that. But I feel like you would get yourself in trouble too. Like everybody that has one is going to. Or get hurt.
I do stupid shit on my bike now. Obviously, it's not equivalable to a 1,000 since the power just doesn't exist.
You can't
But
go 190.
yeah, I can't do that. But like you can still make stupid decisions on a motorcycle regardless of how powerful it is.
Yeah. But the problem is that on a 650, if you make a really stupid decision, you can't
You
get
have
away
more
from.
correction.
Yeah, but you can't get out of your ticket.
Yeah.
Like you'd probably best.
I think the only way, no, I probably couldn't. I was thinking like I could probably outrun him via gas. I could probably get more. But I have like a 3-gallon tank.
Yeah, in the city it'd be easy. It's easy to do it in the city because you can.
There's a lot of spaces you can fit into, turn around quick.
Fitting up, split, but it's very dangerous. It's very, very stupid.
Yeah, crossing intersections.
Yeah, I don't recommend it. I was probably lit up like 6 times, somewhere around there.
I've only been pulled over one time on my 250.
Dude, why don't you just run? Like literally get off and just fucking run.
It would have been faster. I had my brake light was out. I was in North Canton. He's like, your brake light's out. I'm like, I guess so. And just went home.
Was he cool about it?
Yeah, he was cool about
Yeah.
it.
They usually chill about shit. Except I had guns pulled on me when I went to that abandoned house. I wasn't even in there. We were in the street. I ever told you that?
No.
There was a house in Maslin. It wasn't a house. It was I think it was like a former asylum or something.
I've heard about this place.
Yeah, and we went there, and there was cameras on a building, like 100 feet away from it, that caught us, like walking around it. We weren't even in it, and we went back to the car, and we're about to go home, and like, fuck, dude, like 6 or 7 like cruisers like swarmed us and surrounded us, and all withdrew their guns. It was me and 2 of my friends. And were screaming at us with their guns pointing at us.
Why did they draw their gun?
I have no fucking idea.
They must have thought you were an acorn.
Thank God.
Or a
they
man
didn't
on
shoot.
fire.
Yeah. Oh, what's your thought on that? I want to talk about that.
I think that guy's stupid as fuck.
I do too. But why? Why is it the liberals, man? They're fucking sucking them off.
He had a Reddit account that people found.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I want to know about that.
I didn't go to it. I can probably find it.
I wonder if it was like extremist.
It was.
So then he's fucked. There's something wrong with him.
Yeah.
You don't set yourself on fire unless you're mentally ill.
Look, I get the protest aspect of it. Like, obviously, it's not great to genocide Palestinian civilians. Like, I think we can all agree on that. That's not awesome, and it should be stopped. But setting yourself on fire and killing yourself doesn't solve the fucking problem.
Mm-mm.
You can spread awareness all you want, but awareness does not fix things.
Should they stop killing each other?
No.
Yeah. So it doesn't
Now,
make any
like
sense.
his family, whoever was associated with him or close to him,
Are mourning his death.
yeah, and
Now
he's
you're-
dead,
yeah.
and he's out of the fight.
Yeah.
He can't do anything more to put an end to the genocide in Palestine.
That's like when like Geodude does like a earthquake attack and takes himself out. Like, but in this case, Geodude, the little fucking rock guy in Pokemon.
Yeah.
He has an attack called Earthquake, and I think when you do it, it damages him just as much as the opponent. But in this case, he just damaged himself. He didn't even damage his opponent. It's like his opponent was a flying type, and the Earthquake only affected the ground.
And it just hurt him.
It just hurt him.
Obviously, an earthquake doesn't
And
affect
everybody's
the
like,
air.
yeah, motherfucker, you fucking put it to the man. It's like, no, you didn't. You're mentally insane, and I'm sorry that you didn't get the help you needed. Sucks.
Yeah, I agree.
Don't support that. You shouldn't support that. His message is good. His action was not.
Yeah, there could have been a lot of other things he could have done.
Yeah, but like you say, he took himself out of the fight, so how's he going to advocate for
Right.
your dad?
And people are already forgetting about it. He's just going to be a slight memory of the guy who caught himself on fire.
You remember that guy that caught himself on fire like 5 years ago?
Like, oh, yeah. Anyway, what are you doing over the weekend?
Yeah. I wonder if you have a realization like while he's on fire, like, oh, fuck, I shouldn't have done this.
Maybe when he was screaming in pain, like, oh, fuck, this hurts.
Yeah, you can't fathom how much it's going to hurt setting yourself on fire until you do it. And there's no way that you're okay with being on fire while you're on fire.
Right? It's just painful.
Like, unfathomably painful. It's the most painful. Which I can't. I wonder what that. No, I don't want to find out what that feels
I've
like.
read a lot of accounts of people getting caught on fire, burning to death. Supposedly, obviously, it hurts very bad.
Mhm.
But from what I read, if this is true, it when your skin like boils up, it kills the nerve endings in that area, and you can't feel in that area anymore.
Yeah.
But all your nerve endings probably aren't getting destroyed right away. You're feeling pain. You're having smoke inhalation, so you're choking.
And your lungs are filled with smoke.
Hot smoke.
Hot shit, yeah.
And that's got to just be a shitty way to go.
Yeah. That's tough. I got to pee.
We were talking, Cat Williams
Oh, yeah, Cat Williams.
on Joe Rogan.
That was a really good episode. Like a surprisingly good episode.
That was, because initially that is something that I would overlook
Me
because
too.
I hate when he has most comedians on. I just don't care. And I've never like listened to Cat Williams stand up, so I didn't know if he was funny. I was like, they're just going to talk about comedy and stuff that I really just don't care about. But they didn't.
Well, Cat Williams lately has been on like he's been a part of some controversies. Like Joe Rogan was like seems like a stepping stone in his journey right now to like expose everything and everybody. He was on, I don't know if you're familiar with Shannon Sharp.
No.
He's a sports, well, he was a sports commentator turned like podcaster. I think he's not like sports obsessed like a lot of them, but he was on his episode, his show, and he said some pretty haywire things that caught a lot of attention. So I think he's just on a world tour to fuck everything up.
What was it?
I cannot remember. He was talking about like really off the wall shit. He said something that like it was like borderline like gonna get them in trouble. I forget what he fucking said. It's been a while since I watched it, but basically he was talking about these things like beforehand. That's why I wanted to watch the Rogan episode with him, because I know that he was catching shit for what he said on his podcast with Shannon Sharp. So
I didn't know he was into the whole.
He wasn't talking about conspiracies. It was something about like certain people in sports or Hollywood or something.
So like outing people.
He was like outing people, yeah.
What's great? I mean, he probably has a lot of validity to that because
He's
with all
part
the
of it.
bullshit. Yeah, he's part of it, and everyone knows about. What's that director's name or producer? Harvey Weinstein.
Huh.
I mean, for years people were saying shit about him, and no one took it seriously. And now look.
Well, they probably knew and just didn't do anything about it, like Oprah.
Right, because if
Oprah's
you
a
say
bad
something
person.
bad about someone powerful, it hurts you in the long run.
I hate Oprah.
I don't really like Oprah. I
I
don't
just
care
wanted to put
for
that
her.
out there. But I think she's a horrible person. But with Cat Williams, he said some interesting stuff. I wanted to touch on what he said about the pyramids. Did you get to that point?
Mhm.
That was fascinating.
He believes they were a power plant.
Yeah, which I totally, I don't buy it because I don't know, but like I totally subscribe to that idea. Like it's totally possible.
I subscribe to them not being tombs for sure.
Yeah, for sure. They weren't used as tombs, which is what you're taught in textbooks, which is interesting. Like we're taught this, but we had no evidence for why we're taught this.
Right. You're taught that they were used as tombs and they were built by slave labor.
And that the pharaohs were white men with blue eyes. In your
Just like
textbooks.
Jesus was a white
Yes,
man with
with
brown
blue-
hair
yeah,
and
yeah,
blue
yeah,
eyes.
yep. Yeah, totally. What a bunch of that's man, that's racist. Like look at that.
We're white,
Goddamn.
whitewashed
Yeah,
like everybody. Although
Brainwashed.
I think Cleopatra was not even. She wasn't Egyptian. I think she was Greek.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think she was.
Were we taught you was Egyptian?
I mean, I think that's just the
I mean, that's
basic
what you
assumption.
assume.
Like,
Yeah.
oh, one of the pharaohs of Egypt was, of course, she was Egyptian.
Yeah. So, like they touched on too, which I always find fascinating, the theory that there were advanced civilization that we don't know about that had technology. I always find that interesting. Like, I think that that's true. I think that maybe something did happen, like the Younger Dryas impact, that reset everything that we know. And I don't think that that humans were as dumb as we're told that they were. Like thousands of years ago. Like
I don't think so either.
Yeah, we're told that they were more or less cavemen, not actually, but like they had that mentality that there was no critical thinking behind anything.
I think it's totally plausible that they were smart in different ways,
Yeah.
whereas we've taken a technological path and industrial path.
What if they had technology that was just a different like route of technology?
Well, they
Like,
had to.
They maybe
right?
used like sound or
Salander.
yep.
Oh, sound. They said salander.
He's a
I mean,
salamander.
I don't see how that would be impossible.
Yeah. You ever see what's the temple where if you clap a bird chirps back?
I have no idea.
There's a temple where you clap and it mimics a bird, which then calls the birds to that temple.
That's cool as fuck.
It's so crazy.
That is really awesome.
You got to hear this.
I think it's El Castillo in South America, where I think on the summer equinox, when the sun sets, it looks like a serpent. The shadows look like a serpent coming down the stairs.
I didn't know. I never heard of that.
Yeah, it's really cool.
That's interesting. I found it.
Is it the bird?
Yeah, the bird.
What is the name of the place? Where's that?
Chichen Itza.
Chichen Itza?
Yeah, by the Mayans in Mexico.
Yeah, that's El Castillo area.
Yes.
The sound will go to the top. In this case, a pyramid. And if it's there
Yeah, that's El Castillo.
or temple, in this case,
Same place where the serpent goes down to the summer
How
equinox.
about that? Here's something interesting about it.
Egyptian pyramid, nothing happens because the sound goes away. But here, the sound comes back. Why it sounds like a bird? Don't ask me that, because we don't know. But this is really impressive. Experts
Listen to all the people clapping.
experts in acoustics have come here to study.
It mimics a bird in that region. Like, sounds identical to it, which I find they did that on purpose.
That's fucking cool.
They did
It
it.
sounds so low-key like a bullet whizzing by.
Yeah.
I think that's the best way I could describe it.
So they were smart enough to be able to manipulate acoustics to sound a certain way. That's extremely advanced.
They were smart enough to do that. They were smart enough to build an entire pyramid in the precise location where it matches with the setting sun of the summer equinox, to where shadows are cast and it looks like serpents coming down. It's crazy, like, what they could manage back then with no, quote, technology.
Yeah. He said in Cat Williams how it's a power plant and how it was powered was hot water springs. I found that fascinating. I never heard that. There was hot water springs because it was it wasn't sand. I know this is obvious, but I never thought about that where they were built was not what it looks like today. I know that sounds obvious, but you picture
Right. You
the
see
pyramids,
how it is.
you think sand, but it was a fertile land with greenery, and I just find that fascinating.
I'm curious to, see what's underneath the pyramids, if it's like an empty basin or if there's anything under them.
Oh, there's got to be something.
I don't know. I think I've seen something about it. There was a reservoir. It might be empty now. I'm unsure. But what else could they have been used for? There's chambers in them. There are air ducts. And there's no bodies ever found in any pyramid ever.
And there's no carvings inside of the pyramids stating anything about pharaohs being there. There's nothing in there.
There's no candles, at least anymore.
Soot.
There's no candle soot from flames or torches.
So if they weren't for pharaohs, what else would? Yeah, they had to be.
Well, yeah, what were they for?
But what were they
the
powering?
biggest structure in that area is not a tomb.
It's something important, obviously. I mean, it has to be something massively important. So, but okay, so it took them a long time to build. If it was a power plant, why did they go through so many generations to build it? What was the ultimate purpose of it? What was it powering?
Beats the fuck out of me.
It was powering. I'm like, okay, so if it's a power, let's run with that theory. If it's a power plant, it's powering something. Why the fuck would it be a power plant? What do they have that they needed to power? That's like a massive question. That
One theory I've seen, this is based on the
Interesting.
ancient astronaut theory, is that it would power UFOs or things that came by. I mean, if you subscribe to that,
I do. Damn. Why is the world so lame now? We had pyramids fucking calling UFOs and charging their batteries and shit. And now what? We got fucking people in the White House that don't know where they're at, and
Now we got skyscrapers filled with
people that think they're
businesses
cats.
who push pencils and
Yeah.
log analytics.
I would argue we're stupider today than we were 11,000 years ago.
Yeah, I would say
We lost our minds.
most people nowadays have no idea how to survive.
Yeah. And they think that they're cats.
What
And the wrong
what a
sex.
Republican stance.
I don't care. Fucking, it's just true. They think that there's 45 genders, and you're probably retarded if you think that there's more than 2 genders. I don't care. Call a Republican. It's science. It's biology. When they dig your non-binary, trans, purple body up in your bones, they're going to say that was a man or that was a woman. You can't change your biology. Now I'm going to get into like a fucking rant about not transgenderism, but just the 20,000 genders I disagree on. That's why I'm saying I think that we're stupider today, because I'm pretty sure that they didn't think that there was 14,000 genders and that they could identify as whatever they wanted.
I don't think so. Probably not.
And that's common with I always find this fascinating that it's common with the collapse of an empire. In ancient Rome, when things started going haywire, people lost the gender norm. You know that? I find that fascinating.
Elaborate.
So like in ancient Rome, when Rome was falling, when it was starting to get, everything was starting to get bad, and like it was clear that this was going wrong, like something was happening. Gender became confused. People started to become confused about their genders. This is written in like whatever fucking writings they have over there, which I find fascinating about like Roman history.
I don't think that was really the reason of the collapse.
No, I'm not saying it was the reason of the collapse.
Extension of
Yeah, I'm
resources.
saying that people started to lose when things collapsed, people started to lose
You're just saying it like coincides.
It coincides. People start to lose their minds almost. So I wonder if the American Empire is falling, and that's why we have a fucking woman running things in the White House. Not Joe Biden. What's the military general?
I have no idea. I
The
don't
one
know who it is.
The one that's transitioned to a woman.
I haven't heard about him.
This is an important character. This is like a high-ranking, like 5-star general.
I'm curious.
Okay, and I'm going to tell you my problem with this, and that's not the transgender part of it, but there's a serious issue that I'm worried about. Dr. Rachel Levine, a 4-star officer. This thing. I'm sorry,
Let me see.
it's just funny. That's a man that's making
Transitioned
decisions.
into a woman.
That's making massive decisions. So my issue with this is that this is somebody that's mentally ill. Why are we putting mentally ill people in charge of things like that? That's my problem. That's gender dysphoria. That's a mental illness. And accompanying gender dysphoria is almost always another mental illness. Depression, bipolarism, schizophrenia. That's extremely likely in cases of transgenderism.
I don't really keep up with this stuff. I'm going to be honest with you
fascinates
too
me.
much.
It's just fascinating. I'm not saying that it's wrong or right, or I'm just saying I think that it's looked at maybe in the wrong light. Like it's celebrated and it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be like, wow, good for you for being mentally ill.
I think a lot of things are celebrated.
something
but
wrong
they
with
shouldn't
you.
Be.
Like what?
Obesity.
Yeah. Like it's wrong to fat shame people, but I think that it's okay to be real with them and be like, hey man, like you're probably unhealthy and it's probably in your best interest as a human being as my friend to tell you need to get in shape.
Right. Like I wouldn't go up and say, hey, fat ass,
Yeah.
lose some fucking pounds.
Yeah,
buddy.
lard ass. Pal. Yeah.
Or else I see it a lot. There's this subreddit that keeps popping up for me. I'm not subscribed to it. It just shows up. It's called like Max Looks or something, and people will post.
Looks maxing.
Yeah. And they'll post like their age and say like, what could I do to look better?
Start mewing.
And like I see a lot of people post and say like, besides losing weight, like what else could I do? And there was this one girl who's pretty overweight. People were like, that's what you have to do. Like there is no workaround. It's like you need to lose weight. If you want to look better, then you need to lose weight. It's not an aside. It is the forefront.
Mm-hmm. But that's hard, and the people don't like the hard answers. It's hard to lose weight. It's hard
It
to
is
gain
hard
weight.
to lose weight. It's difficult.
And that's what they want to get they want to take a magic pill, basically. That
Unfortunately,
makes them,
that does not exist.
no, you just have to work hard on it. I mean, there's definitely things you can do, but like you're saying, if you're fat as hell, first you need to be not fat as hell. That should be your first priority.
Like that's, if you want to look better, that is the thing that will make you look better.
Yeah, I know some people enjoy being fat. Like, it's like they think that they're more attractive, and there's a lot of guys out there that are attracted to fat women, which I find interesting.
Yeah, that is like a kink. I mean, like, look, if you're overweight and you're fine with it, I don't give a shit.
Just
Like, I don't give a shit.
Don't go to the beach when I'm there, please.
I'm not saying even that.
I don't want to see. I don't give a fuck. I'll fucking say I want to see your fat fucking ass in a bathing suit. You're ugly. I fuck you. I don't want to see it. Make me want to throw up.
Would you mind seeing someone who's like bone thin?
Not as much.
All right. Well, either way.
There's like, okay, so like cellulite and like the flaps and like, I know you're gross because you can't wash your ass. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's gross.
Either way, like, I don't care if you're overweight, and if you're fine with it, whatever, it's your life,
Yeah.
not mine.
Just don't let me see it.
But don't act like it's healthy or promote it like this is
Plus size
me.
models and
Yes,
stuff
like
like that.
this is me. This is who I am. It's like your health is at risk here. You cannot promote something like that is very unhealthy. Like, I'm not sitting here saying, guys, suckle on a vape. It's really good for you. It's not smoking. It's
It
really
is
good
actually.
for
Yeah,
you.
it is good for you. Do it.
Right? So if you're overweight,
That's
you're
what
fine
you're
with
saying.
it. I don't give a fuck. You know, like, do whatever you want, but don't promote it like it is this healthy thing, and it's okay to be unhealthy and cut your own life short. Why would you want to do that?
Yeah.
Like, realize if you want to make a change, make a fucking change.
Yeah, I think that, I don't know. I always wondered how people get to that point. Like, I'm not talking like fat. I'm talking like morbidly obese. Like, how do you get to that point where your forehead is starting to put fat on it? Like, you ever see people that are so fat that their forehead starts to like create like a fucking vortex right here? Like,
I think there's a lot of
crazy.
things that could be going on. Like, obviously health issues, not just like because you're obese, but
Like insulin resistance or thyroid issues.
that make you gain weight easier, and it's harder for you to lose weight. Like, those things obviously play an effect. Other than that, I mean,
But if you have,
I think mental health could also be a big factor.
yeah, but if you have a mental health issue or you have like a thyroid issue, these people realize they could just get it fixed, right? By balancing hormones, because I guarantee their hormones are out. If they have a thyroid, that's a hormone. And if they have a thyroid issue, they could balance their thyroid and not have the thyroid issue. And they wouldn't have insulin problems and not gain weight as fast. So if they weren't lazy and they went to see a fucking doctor, they could probably fix it. And if they had high anxiety, mental illness, or depression, that's probably your cortisol or another hormone that you could probably get balanced and probably fix most of your problem. I'm pissed today. I'm on like one of those like fucking
dudes on one.
no sugarcoat and shit. People could fix so many of their fucking problems. I hate when people say they're all depressed and everything. Because, like, yeah, you're fucking depressed. You don't do anything. You sit in your house. You're fucking fat. You smoke weed all day. You drink. You're miserable. You have a wife or something you hate. You fucking have a kid you don't even raise. Like, you just, no fucking shit. You don't take care of yourself. You drink fucking beer. You eat McDonald's. Why wouldn't you be depressed? You're on your phone all day looking at negative shit on Facebook. You're watching shows about drama. Probably going to be depressed.
Yeah,
You don't go outside.
That's not like,
You don't get sun.
I know it's super cliche and kind of cringy to say, like, someone says, "We're depressed, just go take a walk. It'll make you feel better." But I really do feel like
That's one step.
being outside, away from things like media, social media, certain food, just being away from those things, and those things obviously has a big effect on you. And if you are anxious, they might make you more anxious. Being away from that stuff is probably a great thing every now and again.
Yeah.
Getting some sunlight, vitamin D.
People just, I don't know. I'm just always going to get pissed about. It's not even people's fault. They just don't know how important, like, balancing things in their body is, I think. Nobody ever really tells them. Like,
Yeah, you're not like, we're not educated on that.
Whether that's vitamin D, yeah, we're not. That's, I get upset because it's so frustrating. It's something that could help a lot of people. And like you're saying, nobody's ever educated on.
Like, we didn't learn that in school.
If you're low on vitamin D, you're probably depressed. And you probably have low testosterone. And you probably have some issues here. If you raise your vitamin D, that goes away. And 50% at minimum of the United States population is deficient. So that's not like, that should be something that's like shoved down your face. Like, you need to make sure that this is in range. It's a hormone. Vitamin D is a hormone. And 50% of us are low.
Why do you think it's so, like, do you think it's low because people just don't get out, or they have
part of it.
an issue where their bodies just can't absorb it?
I think it depends on the geographical location, your body. Like, people in Africa don't have that issue. So I think it has to do mostly with genome and, yeah, not getting out and doing stuff. So it's like, it's a multifaceted. And the foods you eat and everything
Right, like,
fucks everything up.
the stuff readily available to you is most likely not good for you.
Yeah.
The better stuff is more expensive. It's costing more to live.
And I'm saying all this from personal experience because I had deficiency in vitamin D and I was depressed. I thought I was when I was younger. I took a supplement. I wasn't depressed. It was that easy. And I thought something was wrong with me. Oh my God, I got to see this. I got to do that. Yeah. I took some supplements. 3 months later, I felt good. I literally wasn't depressed. I swear to God, it was the weirdest, like, not weirdest, it was obvious, but like, I was like, oh, it was that easy? Like, fuck, like, what else? People could solve these issues with that? Not everybody, but a lot of people. Zinc, magnesium, potassium. It's
Yeah, I
important.
feel like a lot of people don't get the proper
Nutrition.
Yeah, supplements.
And if they
or
don't get the
vitamins,
nutrition, they
vitamins
have
that
to supplement. That's just fascinating to me. I just feel like there's a lot of mental illness in their country that could be solved with knowledge about pharmacology and biology.
Right, like, people need educated on
Just basic.
just, yeah, like, what makes a human healthy.
Well, my big issue is that instead of doing that, your doctor's going to write you a prescription for Prozac.
Yeah, it seems like they're handing out
Like
prescriptions like candy.
SSRIs are no joke. Don't take them unless you have to. They're no fucking joke. They could fuck you up something crazy for a long time. Like, they could give you a permanent serotonin shutdown for years and years and years.
And that would be bad.
Like, if you say you take them and you stop taking them, some people literally don't produce serotonin for years. It takes years before they bounce back, and then needs treatment.
That's terrifying. That's a big reason why I don't want to hop on any sort of medication.
Like finasteride.
Yeah,
I totally see what you're saying.
there are side effects to it, and it's not even like it's once you take it, you're on it. Once you hop off, you don't
Not
keep
finasteride.
you don't keep regrowing your hair.
No.
It stops. The production stops, and it goes back to where you were before you started taking Fin.
Okay, so this is what I would do. I take it. I would if I had, I thought about it before I did it too. I just want to keep my hair. If you take it and you get side effects, just stop.
But it's a double-edged sword. You want to keep your hair, but you're not going to keep your hair if you stop.
But like, you won't even try it because you're nervous, which I get.
Yeah, I don't want.
I'm not going to shit you for it. You don't want the sides, but like, if you get them, just stop taking it. You know what I mean? Like, why wouldn't you just do that? And then learn about the minimum effective dosage. You don't need a milligram.
Like
You get away
0.5
with
is what?
0.5 every other day. You don't even need it every day. That blocks like 90% of the DHT that you're going to block with the milligram. You're going to get a little more protection, but not much.
I've been shit on this before, but I just don't want to feel reliant on medication.
I get it, but it's not that you're reliant, but it's a benefit. Because, like, as men, for example, we're going to lose our hair if we don't stop our DHT, most likely. So, like, it's something that we can avoid with, it's like, you don't need it. Losing your hair, you're not going to die. You're not going to feel like shit because, oh, I don't have hair, now I'm sick. But you're going to feel better, I guess, about yourself. So for me, it was worth the potential side effects because I was, say I went bald, right? In 5-10 years. Mentally, I think that would be more stressful and damaging to my health than the finasteride would have been. Like, for my self-esteem and my mentality. You know what I mean? Like, stress is very real. Like,
Yeah, stress can kill you.
it can kill you. And I think that would have caused me more distress than the actual medication itself, potentially. But you are messing with your hormones regardless. You're messing with your DHT, dihydrotestosterone. So I totally understand why somebody would want that, because it can have side effects. But like I said, the control group, and then there's like a 0.5% of people that get side effects. But like, okay, so say you take it and you get sides. Why? Like, what is stopping you from doing that and then just stopping taking? Like, why don't you want to try it?
Because then I went down this Reddit rabbit hole
Yeah, I'm curious.
of
Because I've also been down this finasteride
people who
rabbit.
never recovered from their sides.
So something important to note about
I know
this,
it's a small amount of people.
well,
very small.
the issue is not just the small amount of people. The people that have the problem are going to be the ones that take to something like Reddit and tell people about it. But all the people that took it and had success are not going to go on there and be like, yeah, I love finesse. I had no problems. You're more likely to leave a bad review than a good review.
Yeah, it's like a visual bias that
So
I'm
you
seeing.
have to keep, which is easy to get, like, oh, fuck, everybody's has this. Like, you got to keep that in mind.
It's only the people who do have it.
Yeah, and then they're going to come together and say something because it's affected their lives negatively. And that's worse than getting a positive effect.
But unfortunately, I've stepped in that pit and fallen in, and I'm like, oh no,
I did.
What if it's me?
Yeah, but
I also don't want to. It was an expensive prescription to fill.
$20 a month.
Mine was like over 100.
You need to tell your dermatologist that he needs to go get another job because it should not be that expensive. It's not even your dermatologist's fault.
It was crazy expensive.
It's $20 a month. I tried to put you on. I tried to show you, but people are stubborn over here in
I am
this
stubborn.
particular space.
I'm nervous around medications.
Yeah, I take a lot of shit. Not like prescription, but I take the fuck do I take? Finasteride, zinc, magnesium, fish oil.
Supplements to
Vitamin
me are
D.
a little different.
But they are not. They're mentally, yes, you think so, but they're not. There are some of them you're messing with your hormones. The same way you would be with finasteride.
Oh, I just view it as different.
I mean, yeah, I get what you're saying. I do
Like-
too. But realistically, it can be fairly comparable. Not all of them. Take finasteride.
I just don't like. Well, I guess that doesn't make sense because I was gonna say I don't like things that block other things, but caffeine blocks receptors in your brain and tells you that you're not tired. So it is a thing that has a physical effect on my body,
Yeah.
just like nicotine.
Are you worried? Okay, so there's people that, I don't think you are, with finasteride. It blocks DHT, which is androgenic. Are you worried about like muscle wasting if you take it?
Not really muscle
Because
wasting.
some people worry about that, but there's no correlation between that and
I'd rather just get a hair transplant, even though those are expensive.
and are painful.
Yeah, and boy, the healing process is pretty long.
Yeah, it is. It's like months, and months.
Yeah, C-Bum got one.
And he still got. You can tell.
Still looks goofy.
Ugh.
I
I
wish
would too,
I wish
though.
there was a like end all way to stop baldness.
Dutasteride.
No, just like something even easier. Like you just pop a pill, bang, you're good.
Dutasteride. That's totally something that does that. Or RU. That's another one. There's not just finasteride. There's different versions that are better and more potent, just less studied. There's a bunch of them. But okay, so people like say people aren't educated on like hair retention. They'll take something like minoxidil, which is Rogaine, and think that that's going to work. You need to stop the balding with a DHT blocker.
So like Rogaine minoxidil regrows hair,
It
but at
thickens.
the same time, you're still
follicles.
losing hair because the
Yes.
DHT
So
isn't
you're-
being blocked.
So basically, you're losing ground because you're not blocking the DHT, which is causing it to fall out. Yep. So people don't know that, and they think that that's going to solve it. Oh, I'm scared of finasteride, so I'm going to take this. Well, it's happening. I'm not still losing hair. That's because you're not blocking it. You're losing ground, basically. It's a losing battle.
I wonder why that's like a genetic thing,
Hair?
losing hair.
I've always wondered. I'm pissed about it.
That doesn't seem like a great evolutionary trait, does it?
No. What purpose does our hair serve now? Like
What purpose did it serve?
keeping sweat out of your... No, that's your eyebrows.
Fur
Fuck.
keeps you warm and like
Maybe it's just a leftover of that. Maybe the hair is the last place to go. But we have body hair. Like, fuck.
some people just lose hair on the top of their head. And like the sides stay. They can grow facial hair fine, body hair fine. It's very weird.
I wonder if it has to do with DHT conversion. Maybe DHT is more... There's more receptors or more follicles in the top. I don't know how that works. Maybe it's more sensitive. I know there's different sensitivities. When you're older, you lose hair in your body. Like when you get like really old,
Mhm.
like your hair starts to fall even on like your legs and your like arms or wherever you have hair. So it might just be sensitivity. I don't know. That's a good question. I love talking about stuff like this. 'Cause I want to be like, I fear getting older. And I think part of getting older is like losing your hair. And that makes me like realize like, damn, I'm getting older.
More
Like,
nervous.
I'm nervous. Yeah. I don't want to get older. I want to feel and look healthy for as long as I can. I think that's a big part of your vitality is your hair. Like people
I
that,
agree.
you know what I mean?
I
Like
agree.
people that see you are like, damn, he's got nice hair. He's probably a young man.
If you're 25 and you're bald,
you look like
you're
you're
25 and your hair, yeah, there's a huge difference.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't want to go bald. That's like one of my biggest fears.
I know.
I hate that.
That's why I'm like aging just sucks.
Yeah.
It's just horrible.
Even at our age, we're still in our 20s, and I just feel like time's ticking.
I feel old at 25. I'm going to be 26. I'm not excited to have my birthday.
I just don't.
Doesn't sound fun.
It's not fun. Everything after like 21 is like, meh.
I think like 22, 23
Life's
is
over.
like the cutoff. And then everything after that is just, ugh.
Yeah. And then we're going to be those people that in 10, 20 years that are envious of the youth. You assholes, I fucking hate you because you're young and I'm not.
Right?
Like we're going to get pissed at them. I wish I could stay young forever.
I think everyone does. Nobody wants to get old.
If you could choose one age, what would it be? You'd have to stay it forever.
It'd be like 22.
I'd say 21, 22. Yeah, because you can do everything and
Right? You
physically
can,
at prime.
you have no, you're still physically like pretty young. What's crazy is I was 22 a couple years ago and I'm 25 now. And I'm still young, like, but I don't,
Feel it?
yeah.
People don't look at
mentally
us,
I don't
yeah.
feel young. People don't look at me as like
Like a kid.
a young kid anymore.
Or even like a young, and we are young guys, but I mean like even at 21, you're kind of like a kid. People will kind of be like, yeah, that kid was a good kid or
We're
whatever.
full-fledged adults.
Fuck that. I don't want to be one, dude. I fucking hate being an adult.
It sucks.
Yeah, it just gets worse and worse. Fuck. I'm gonna just kill myself at like 30.
Right? I always say I'm gonna go jump off the Hall of Fame bridge.
Yeah, that's not high enough. Hall of Fame bridge.
Fuck yeah, it is. You jump onto 77, you're a goner.
Yeah, but what if no traffic's coming?
Traffic doesn't have to be coming. Just do a dive.
What if you misjudge it and like land on your butt?
You're gonna break your fucking tailbone. That's a pretty. People survive higher distances, but I just say Hall of Fame bridge because that's Canton's specialty.
Yeah, that would be like.
Go out Canton style.
Yeah, I respect it. I saw a video on Reddit of somebody running. You see the video of that guy running into a semi on the road?
Probably.
Commit suicide. He like just ran like full steam in the semi and just got blasted.
You get turned
away.
into fucking mist at that point.
He got fucked up. It's just like a weird way to commit suicide.
That's a shitty, selfish way to commit suicide.
Yeah,
Well,
because you just ruined somebody
suicide-
else's fucking life. The guy screaming in the semi, you can hear him like, oh fuck, like, oh my god.
Right, and people do the same
Traumatized.
thing with trains. Like
Yeah.
train conductors, dude, that's gotta suck. That's
I
gotta
just-
be a miserable experience.
Like put a blindfold on the whole time in case somebody ran in front of my train.
You wouldn't even notice, but
Even if I ran over a cow on my train, I would cry.
I'd feel bad.
Like, I'm so sorry, Mr.
I
Moon.
almost absolutely murked a dude on Whipple one morning going to
I
work.
almost, dude, I
There's
swear.
one guy.
Where was it?
It was near, you know where GFS and Planet Fitness are?
Yeah.
There's a dude who runs at 5 in the morning or 5:30 in the morning
Yep.
on that road. And
On the right hand side.
yes,
Yeah.
and I was in the right side lane.
Oh,
and this dude
man.
was running.
He's a fucking idiot.
And if I wasn't paying attention, I would have killed this guy.
Uh-huh.
And I was angry. So
Yep.
now anytime I go to work, I do not drive in the right lane anymore.
either.
I'm like, I do not want
I
to kill
try
this
not
guy.
to.
I don't want to get charged with fucking manslaughter.
I haven't
'cause this
seen
guy
him for a
wanted to go
while.
run that early. I haven't either.
I almost hit somebody turning onto the highway going to work yesterday morning.
On Whipple?
Yes,
Like
no,
from
not
Whipple-
on, not on Whipple, like turning from Whipple to go onto the highway. He was walking right by the entrance to the on ramp in a black hoodie in the dark. Why? What are you thinking? Like, I came this close, I had to like swerve out of the way, like real fast.
What pisses me off is how not walkable the U.S. is.
Yeah,
Like, I wouldn't have almost hit that guy if there was a fucking sidewalk there.
yeah, but he's running, he's
You
jogging.
can walk, you can run and jog on the sidewalk.
That's what I'm saying. Like, go somewhere else and do it. Don't do it on a fucking main road. Like, I get what you're saying, but have some brains. if
Right,
you can
like do
it.
it in your neighbor. Yeah, I don't want to hit you at 5 in the
There's
morning.
Darwinism right there at play. Like, if you die, like, you're the one that kind of did it to yourself.
Right, you're dead and I get charged with a crime and go to jail.
Do you get charged with manslaughter?
I'd probably get fucking charged.
That's not your fault. I'd be so mad.
I mean, technically it would be my fault, but
And you just kill somebody.
I
Now you
think
gotta
he usually wears like reflective shit.
Yeah. Yeah, but if you just woke up like 10 minutes ago and you're half sleeping.
I know,
while
that's the
driving.
thing. Like, I'm drowsy.
Or it's foggy or.
There's could be so many factors. Last thing I want to do is hit somebody, man.
Yeah. Because he doesn't deserve it, but
Get out of the fucking road.
I want to like roll my window down and yell at him.
Like, we are a car-based society. You probably shouldn't be running in the road.
On a main road, especially.
Yeah, a main road.
With no sidewalks. Just common sense.
And it's hard to see people.
Yeah.
Like, when you're running, you think everyone can see you with all your reflective gear on, but a lot of people cannot see you.
Nope. I don't see him a lot of times till the last second. Stupid. Fucking white people, man.
It is white people.
But yeah. I don't know. There's just a lot of idiots out there. And unfortunately, they pull other people into it sometimes. And now you got to deal with it. What would you do if you say you're driving and somebody ran in front of your car to commit suicide? Like, I would feel like shit.
I would feel like shit.
That's something that I would feel like serious remorse for. Like, they're innocent people, and you just ruined my life because you ran into them in front of my car. That sucks. Like, you're saying that's selfish. It is selfish. It's very selfish.
It is. You just ruined someone else's life
For what?
because
You're
you
sad.
wanted to kill yourself.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do it on your own time and your own dime.
And it's probably for a stupid reason.
It probably was for a stupid
Probably
reason.
like his girlfriend like cheated on him or something. People kill themselves for women all the time, or like vice versa.
Yeah, it's crazy. I could never fathom that.
Andrew fucking not the one that we used to work with
Hmm.
tried to do that
That's crazy.
over a woman
That's crazy.
that had kids with another man and cheated on him. Fucking stupid.
Man, his situation, I look at and I think, wow, I'm glad that is not me.
Yep.
There's a lot of people situations like that,
Some people just can't be alone. They
which
just
is
can't.
which is a big issue.
Yeah, they're not comfortable alone. They have to have somebody. But man, it's just not a good idea. I'm never gonna get married.
You know, I was thinking about that today, actually. I don't know if I will either. Like, my sister has
I don't want to.
a kid, and I have a good feeling she's going to be the only one out of, like, my siblings that will have a kid. Like, I don't think my other brother and his wife will. They have their dogs. They're very busy with, like, work. They enjoy their free time.
Yeah.
So I don't think they will. I don't see myself having kids. I don't see Alex having kids. So my parents are just stuck with however many grandchildren my sister decides to have.
You know, we don't have kids. We're gonna be like, the most biological failures that there is.
That's that's fine. I don't care about
But maybe
that.
maybe that's like the key to life is having a child is how you keep your consciousness going and your DNA, and we're not going to do it, and
Like
we're
my-
not going to exist.
I read this somewhere. Someone said my bloodline ends with me.
Yeah,
I'm like, yeah, it will. It will end with me.
yeah, but I almost want to like freeze my fucking nut and like give it to people and like you know what I mean? Like
I don't know if I want other me's running around.
why.
Why would I?
What's wrong with you? What do you think? You're fucking. You're not a crippled retard.
No, fuck them. Like I'm me. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
You can't be me, little
Yeah.
asshole.
There's only one of me.
Right. Like
This town's only big enough for one of us.
I'm selfish. I'm very selfish.
That's fair.
And also, money
They pay you for doing it though.
for what?
Busting a nut in a jar. People make like $1,000 to $2,000 a month.
That's
busting
crazy.
nuts in a jar a few times a month.
It's gotta be the greatest occupation. Hey, what do you do for a living? I
Busting
nut in
nuts.
jars.
I do it for supplemental income. And they freeze your shit, and I think that you can only do it like 12 times a year or something like that.
Hey, that's money.
You hear that the Red Cross is this is interesting. The Red Cross is being more wary on accepting blood from vaccinated people now. Did you read that?
Really?
Yep, they're saying if you're vaccinated to call ahead and explain and talk to them, and they have to run tests or something.
It's a good thing I don't donate blood.
Then do you ever see the needle?
No, every time, like, I'm assuming, have they come to McKinley and they're like, they do blood drives? No, I will never sign up for that shit.
It's like a harpoon,
I get that it's a great cause.
but that's my blood,
Not just as no one's gonna take my blood.
and that hurts. If it didn't hurt, I might do it. If you weren't taking blood out of my body, I would probably be more willing to help.
Don't they take the blood out, spin it, get the plasma out, and then put it back in?
I don't know. I never did it before.
Oh, you haven't done it?
I've never donated blood. No,
Oh, yeah.
I've gotten blood taken. And I've seen the needle they use for donating blood. That's why I never got it done.
I just don't like. I'm afraid of when I go to the doctor in April and getting blood drawn. It's anxiety weighing on me since I made that call.
Because of the needle?
No, I hate needles in my veins.
Don't say it.
I hate it. I
do.
hate it so much.
I can feel it.
I cried my eyes out when I was like 16 and I had to get blood drawn for the first time ever.
It makes me like queasy.
It does. It makes me want
Like,
to bend my elbows and protect myself.
Yeah, because
It's gross.
you feel I can't even say it. You feel that. And you feel it sliding into your vein. And it makes me like want to cry just thinking about
It's horrible.
Ow.
One of my friends,
It's gross.
when they brought over some materials, they had vac tubes.
Back tubes.
Vac tubes. It's where you put blood when it gets drawn, and needles for vacuuming out the blood. And he was practicing because he was in med school at the time. And me and Alex opted to be volunteers because I'm like, I want to jar my own blood. That's cool.
Bad idea.
I had to get so drunk before. Like I binged on alcohol crazy, and I was drunk, so it was easier. But then after he drew the blood, I got 10x more drunk.
Really?
I was so fucked, dude. I could not. I passed out on the kitchen floor.
Wonder why.
I think it was a mix of adrenaline. I don't know what it was. He didn't even get the blood out. I didn't even get a vial of my blood.
What a letdown.
I don't know what the issue was. I still have one in my room. Like I still have a vac tube and an unopened needle.
Did he make you make a fist and tie a thing around your arm?
I can't remember.
That's probably if you
I
didn't,
was
that's
drunk
it.
as fuck in the home office. Like, yeah, give me a jar.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gross.
It is gross.
What your appointment's April 29th, I think.
22nd.
22nd. That's coming up.
I know. I have to mentally prepare myself for.
It's really not that bad. Not them, at least. And the needle they use is small.
It's just the process. And then after it's done, I don't bend my arm. I'm too afraid to bend my arm. I keep it there and I'm like, can I move it? Can I move it?
Why? You think it's gonna?
It's horrifying to me. I hate it so much.
That's interesting. I totally get what you're saying though. Like you feel the thought of that going into your vein is disgusting. Like, I don't understand how people can be okay with that.
Like heroin addicts.
How do they do it?
Don't know.
To themselves.
At least I could never be a heroin addict.
No chance. No chance. You can smoke heroin, though, and, like, snort it.
If I was going to be a heroin
I would
addict,
do
that's
that.
how I would do it.
I would boof it.
Definitely not via needle.
I'd boof my heroin. I'd get on my back and put my legs in the air.
That's how some people drink alcohol.
You gotta be.
Crazy alcoholic.
There's like crazy alcoholic, and then there's that. You gotta be up there. I don't even know what
I
you
think
call that.
I heard it gets you more drunk.
And quicker. But if you're putting alcohol in your asshole,
You
the
have a
sentence that I just
you have
said
a
alone
problem.
should make you think, like,
You shouldn't be putting alcohol in your
maybe
asshole.
we shouldn't be doing this. Where did I go wrong?
A funny, we were in my backyard drinking with some friends one night. We were telling my buddy to butt chug a beer. So he pulls down his pants. We start pouring beer in his ass.
Fucking
I
idiots.
don't think it worked, but
No, you gotta put like a funnel inside your asshole.
it was the funniest shit.
Why did he do it?
He's fucking crazy. He's an absolute nut.
Hey, whatever floats your boat, I guess. But yeah, it's just, you gotta be nuts. What time is it?
I don't know, 10:33.
Feels late.
Well, we started
Like
later
8.
than usual.
Yeah. Yeah, I had an experience.
You don't have to elaborate or anything.
No.
That seems like a personal affair.
Yeah. It just makes your brain all fucked up the rest of the day.
Because you're thinking about that thing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. It's been going on for a while, though. It's like, not like a while, but
long
like
enough to where
weeks.
the
Yeah.
iceberg is tipped.
Yeah. This is why we don't get married. This is reinforcing my anti-relationship theory.
I would say I'm anti-relationship, but marriage, it's just,
But all women will want to get married eventually. You can't avoid that. Like 99% of them.
yeah. And
They're
like,
gonna
I
get pissed.
get the reasoning behind
Because they want to
wanting
trap you.
I don't want to say trap.
It's a trap. I know that sounds
I don't
fucked
want to
up,
say trap.
but it's like it's basically like a trap in their eyes.
Like,
hey,
I
got
can
'em.
see the perspective of why someone would want to get married. Like, if you were dating someone and you wanted to get married and they said no, you'd be like, well, like, why?
Because I don't want to hate you. That's what I tell them.
'Cause
We're
I don't
happy.
wanna
Like,
hate
what
you.
is? Yeah, I don't want to hate you. We're happy now. Like,
And I see both sides of the coin here. I get both. It's kind of like a confirmation of like, hey, you're the person I want to be with for a long time. And also the other of like, hey, if things don't work out, which is a real possibility, there's no lawyers, there's no mess.
you got to ask them to sign a prenup, and then when you ask them that, they're not going to want to marry
You
you.
can still
anyway.
get fucked over if you sign a
You
prenup.
can totally still get fucked over by a divorce lawyer. You can totally fuck it up. That's scary.
I know. I read a lot of, what is it, like 50% of marriages
54.
no, I don't know if it's just the U.S., but at least I'll say the U.S. because I'm not knowledgeable about the rest of the world. But you said 54% of marriages end in divorce.
But the crazier fact is that 84% within 5 years remarry. So you just realize you made a massive fucking mistake and you did it
And
again.
and you go do it again.
84%. That's absurd.
I think I've said this before, but most of my friends have divorced parents.
Yeah.
I'd say more people I know have divorced parents than people who have parents that are together.
And the issue is 54% get divorced. What about the ones that are miserable and stay together?
Right.
Like for the children or for the religious beliefs?
For the children, in quotes there.
So let's just be conservative and say another 20%. It's probably more. 75% of marriages are a miserable affair.
Right. It's just a term or a thing that really has no bearing, honestly.
No.
Outside of like what tax breaks or shit like that.
I wouldn't even know. I think that you get fucked more on your taxes
You might.
and your insurance. Because now you're combining your incomes.
Yeah.
So now you're fucked. The government literally makes more money off you if you're married.
Well, someone at work, not going to name names, said they're married, but they filed separately for probably that reason.
Yep. And if you have like a medication like insulin and you get married, they could take away your whatever they call that, like your benefits, so that you'll have to pay out of pocket instead, just because you're married, which is not good.
No.
So yeah, we're never getting married. I'm never doing it.
It seems easier not to.
Yeah, but you're gonna meet a nice lady one day, and she's gonna be from Japan, and she's gonna say, "Hey there, Anthony." She's gonna have an anime voice. She's gonna say, "Ooh woo." You're gonna fucking.
That's the ticker. That'll
You're gonna,
do it. The
you're gonna fold.
the ooh.
You're gonna fold, dude. And there you go. You have 6 children. One of them's gonna come out African for some
Bro.
reason. One's Mexican.
I could not imagine having a child.
What if you had a dwarf? I'd kick him if he pissed me off. Be like,
Have you ever read
Football.
anything about like a parent has a child that has like a disability of some sort mentally?
and they hate them,
Yeah, that's
but not in that way. Like they don't hate them. Like they want to. They hate them, but they hate like having that.
yeah.
It's like a curse. They explain it.
That's terrible to say, but that is a real fact.
And but say you were self-aware, like you were the kid that was aware. Like how shitty would you feel?
You would have to feel absolutely
Like,
horrible.
I ruined my mom and dad's life.
And you have no control over anything like that.
Yep. Like you're a paraplegic or some shit.
Yeah, that's gotta absolutely suck for the kid.
Yeah. Or I can't stand when this is gonna get me canceled too. When 2 little people have a child. Why would you do that? Do you know that they have like a lot of like physical problems and health issues? The child is gonna be a little person most likely.
Yeah.
Why would you do that to your child? Don't do that. Stop reproducing. That's just my
Yeah,
opinion on that.
I can kind of get behind that. And like you said, yeah, but a lot of people probably
Adopt
won't
a
take a
kid.
liking. Exactly. There's a lot of kids in foster care that need homes.
But all those are mostly damaged individuals. And it's hard to raise a foster child.
Yeah, the foster system's fucked.
The
A
foster
lot of people just do
system,
it for the money.
and the children in the systems are extremely emotionally abused and damaged.
Right, they're getting passed from different houses,
And
going through
You don't know
God knows what.
the genetic predisposition those children have.
Yeah,
Like you're at the mercy of the parents, basically. If the parents were drug addicts, psychopaths, like your kid's probably gonna have some shit fucked up in there, and now you have to deal with it. So I would never want to adopt or raise another man's child. Like if I'm with a girl that has a child from another man, I don't want to raise it.
I don't either. The only thing I'm okay with raising is like a puppy.
I love puppies.
I love puppies.
I would raise a puppy. I have a puppy right now.
I have a puppy.
Yeah, and I love raising him and being with him. But he pisses me off.
I know. I was trying to nap
He
today.
stole my fucking cheese today.
Damn, dude's
The
a
menace.
thief.
Yeah. What
He
offended?
just every time I try and nap, I'll close my door and he'll paw at it and I'll hear it. And I'll let him in. He'll lay down for 5 minutes and then get up and stand at the door like, hey, let me out. So I do. And I'm like, dude, I'm trying to nap. And today, he was ruthless. I was napping. He was pawing. I just ignored him. I don't like ignoring him. I feel bad.
But you do reinforce the behavior when you open the door.
I know. And it's already so far
But I
gone.
also feel bad though.
So he was pawing and I ignored it. And then he went crazy. It was bang, 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 bang. I'm like, dude, he really wants in. So I let him in. And he napped for a little bit. He got up and left. I'm like, Finn, I'm trying to just nap here. You're making this very difficult. It's
Yeah.
every day, every single day.
Yeah, he's learned that when he does that, you pause it, you let him in.
I don't even know. He's only there for a few minutes.
I wonder what his goal is. Maybe he just wants to make sure that his little or his big brother's okay. And
Maybe.
I'll show you what my dog did today for my nap. I took a picture of him because he pissed me off. I'm just trying to sleep and relax, and he's trying to get his belly rubbed.
He's like, hey, dog, pet me.
Yep. So this is how he decided to display himself.
Oh, he's epic. He seems very cuddly, and he likes to cuddle.
Oh yeah. He at all times, if I'm around, he's got to be like touching me.
Finn is not like that.
Really.
No.
Like if you grabbed him and like try to snuggle with him, he'd get up and leave.
He'll probably move and shift.
Really?
He only really like cuddles with my dad. Like my dad's sitting on the couch, Finn will lay next to him, put his like head on his thigh. He doesn't do that with me. Doesn't do that with Alex. Doesn't with anyone else.
I mean, your dad got that special bond.
Yeah, they're. I'd say they're close.
Yeah.
He'll
That's
come.
awesome.
He sleeps in Alex's room like every night though.
Really?
But he likes his space. He doesn't like to be like fucked with, and I always fuck with him. Maybe that's why he leaves.
He stays in Alex's room the whole night, or does he get up?
Pretty
and-
much the whole night.
Really?
He very rarely sleeps in my room.
Man, that sucks. You must abuse him or something, obviously.
I don't know what it is. He just does not vibe with sleeping in my room. The only time he really ever does is when nobody's home at night.
Hmm. You got like anime posters or something up?
I mean, yeah, but so does Alex.
So, oh, okay. I was gonna say maybe he's looking like, I gotta
maybe
get
Alex,
out of
maybe
here.
Alex has a comfier bed.
Maybe it might just be Maybe he likes the space more.
I don't know. He's weird.
Yeah, yeah. My dog is very up my ass. He's like, you got separation anxiety.
Follows you around everywhere.
Everywhere. Like if I go to the bathroom and I open the door, he's right outside,
Where were you?
staring at me. Yeah. Why wasn't I in there? What were you doing? Really? He's just like staring at me, waiting. But even raising a dog is a lot though.
Oh.
So a kid would be like 20 times that.
Yeah, a dog is challenging because if you go anywhere, you have to
Plan for
plan how long you're going to be gone, make stops back at the house, let him outside,
or
give
have
him
somebody
food.
else watch him.
Yeah,
I'd never take him to like a kennel.
no, kennels suck.
Yeah.
We had our first dog, Ginger. We took her to a kennel, and like even when we were leaving, we're like, damn, kind of feel bad. We were just going on vacation, and just felt guilty about it. So anytime we leave now, if we're going anywhere, I just have my friends come and watch him.
Yeah.
They stay, they hang out with him.
That's a lot better of an idea. You know, I ever tell you that Frank at work asked me to watch his dogs?
Did he?
Yeah. But I was going on vacation like the week that he asked me, and I don't think he believed me. And I still feel kind of bad for it.
He's like, damn, this guy just blew me off.
That's not something that I thought he would do. And he asked me to watch his dogs, and I thought that was like a really trusting gesture. And I was like, yeah, I'd love
That is
to.
a very trusting gesture.
I told him at first that I would, because I didn't realize that it was the same time that I was going on vacation. And I was like, hey man, like, I'm sorry I didn't realize. I told him like the next day. It wasn't like I was waiting the last second, because I realized right after I went home, I was like, oh fuck. And he kind of looked at me like, oh okay, like you can't do it then. Okay, it's all right. I felt like I'm sorry, like I'll cancel my vacation. I would love to watch his dogs. I always feel bad for that.
You always think about it.
Yeah, every time I see him, I'm like, he doesn't like talk to me the same anymore either. So after that, I'm just like, I think he thought I was lying.
I love dog sitting.
I do too if they behave. Some of them can be kind of like they're not trusting of people, so they're not.
Yeah, I mean, the only dogs that I've ever like watched were dogs that I knew.
Yeah.
But it was great.
Yeah.
We just vibed.
I had to watch my uncle's girlfriend's dog like 5 years ago, and he did not like me. He did not behave very much.
Really?
He didn't like strangers. I was kind of a stranger, and he was so sketchy, dude. I'd walk in there. I don't even know what he was. He was like a mutt. He wasn't small. He was big. He was probably like 60 pounds. And I just walk in there and he'd just look at me. He'd go in the corner and he'd stare at me. He wouldn't bark. He wouldn't growl. But he'd go in like the corner and just.
You got to build that trust.
I tried. I fucking gave him treats. He'd come over and get a treat. As soon as I gave it to him, he just watched me.
All right, I'll see you.
It was so weird. But yeah, he's kind of sketchy though. He's cool, but
What is the best way to build trust with a dog? I've heard like
playing with him.
playing with him, yeah. But say you first meet a dog and it's pretty intimidated by you.
Don't.
I always put my hand like not above their head but
Yeah,
under.
That's a good one to do. Don't overwhelm them. Like a lot of people, oh my god.
Let them
Sorry.
sniff you a little
Do
bit.
not do that. Just stand there and don't even acknowledge them. Don't even act like they exist. Just let them figure you out, smell you. And then once they kind of get comfortable, okay, this guy's not going to kill me, then do what you just said. Like kind of put your hand for them to smell. And then you can pet them. But yeah, a lot of people make the mistake of bombarding. And that's not good. And a dog wagging his tail is not always a sign of happiness.
It's like the tail position is a
The position.
big factor in
If it's
how
up,
the dog feels.
they're on alert. If it's down, they're scared. But also, if they're just wagging their tail like crazy when they're meeting somebody new, that could be a sign of anxiety as well. And people think that they're happy. but they're probably nervous. So, a dog body language is it's interesting. If their tail is to the side, like say they're waving it to the side, that means they're content usually. Like there's not up or down.
Mm-hmm.
I studied dog body language for a little bit because my dog, I wanted to know everything that he was thinking. So I was like obsessed, like, what's he doing?
Why? What are you thinking?
Yeah. So I learned a little bit about it, and then if you want to tell a dog that you want to play and you want to show them that you're not like a threat, like, you know how like dogs will kind of paw at each other, paw at their side with your hand, like hit their side, like that,
Mm-hmm.
like you're initiating play, and then you know how they like get down on like their front two paws.
Yeah, yeah.
That's another initiation for play. That shows them that you're not. And lip licking is a sign of distrust and anxiety. When they do this, that means that they're
They're like, I don't trust you.
that means that they're nervous about a dog or like a person in the house, and that they're uncomfortable.
I'm lucky. Every dog I've had has been very social, very easygoing with anyone it meets.
Not mine.
Your dog is a rescue, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
That's difficult.
Yeah, he's he's not trusting of strangers. The only person he was extremely okay with immediately was Mitchell. I did not expect
Mitch just
that.
doesn't give off the bad vibes.
No, dude. He just immediately was in love with Mitchell.
What about your grandpa?
Yeah, like me and my grandpa.
Oh, he
and-
was with you?
Yeah, he went with me to pick him up. And at the dog pound, he put on a show. 'Cause he wanted to go home. He got on his belly and he was licking everybody and, oh, I love everybody. You take me home. So we're like, oh, fuck. All right.
I gotta take him home now.
Yeah. He strategized what he was doing. He's a genius. But yeah, he was cool with him. But everybody after like that, he was kind of sketched out by. Even my mom and my aunts and everything. But yeah, he's better now. Like who did he meet? Oh, he tried to bite Russell. I told you that. Yeah, he tried to bite Russell, but he's way better now.
That's good.
Yeah. So
It's so important to
I want you to meet him.
I've seen him.
Have you?
I've heard him bark.
I should have. I don't know why I didn't introduce him to you. Because he's comfortable with everybody else, so he wouldn't be overwhelmed.
I like to think that I'm pretty good with dogs. I don't think I've met a dog that has really hated me.
I'll put you and him in my backyard, and I'll say, bite him, and I'll freak out. But he's a fucking intruder. I'll start yelling at you.
And I'll wear like a large hoodie,
Yeah,
put my
with a
hood
mask.
on and a hat.
And
a
run at
mask.
him at full speed. Yeah.
I think he'll really like that.
And show him your teeth.
I told you my friend just got a puppy, a little
Oh,
corgi.
she's adorable.
Cutest dude. I want to steal the fucking dog. It's so cute. But I think it's really good that whenever we come over, it's not just like one of us. It's like me, my brother, his girlfriend, my other friend, another friend. So the dog has a lot of socialization, which is super important. Very
Especially as
young.
a puppy.
Yeah. So it doesn't grow up to be a biter or afraid of people.
Yeah. There's a lot of fear-based aggression in animals that aren't socialized early on. That's where that comes from. It's not like protection, it's fear. They're just scared,
And my dad socializes Finn with a lot of other dogs as well.
which is good.
So Finn, when he meets another dog, he isn't like aggressive. He's curious.
Yeah.
I'm just always nervous about
Other
how
dogs.
the other dog is.
That's
'cause-
how I'm with my dog the same way. I don't think he's met other dogs, and he's never like tried to eat them. But another dog growled at him. He didn't like that. He was about to devour this dog after he got growled at. So
Man, I would devour the other dog if they ever tried anything with mine.
he was trying to play with him. Like my dog was trying to play with him, and the dog kind of was like, like growled at him and looked
He
at
wasn't
him.
having it.
And as soon as he did that, Brantley just like put his tail up and stared at him. I was like, all right, motherfucker.
You want to go? I just wanted to play it, but you want to fuck around
Yeah,
and
that's pretty
find
much
out.
what it looked like. He said, like, all right, let's try to play. But yeah, I'm always worried about another dog hurting mine. Like, even when I take him on walks, I take him on a walk 5-6 times a week. I don't even want to encounter another dog.
I usually don't either.
On a walk, he does not like dogs. If he sees a dog like coming from a leash, like 100 feet away, I'd just go the other way. Because they're both going to go nuts, and they always do.
My sister's dog and Finn do not get along.
Really?
And her dog is weird. I really like her dog. It's very cute, very fun little dog. But I remember one time in particular, it was when Hank was still alive, and he was showing some age, and her dog was over and it started like growling at him, and she tried to nip at him, and I was not having it. I like tossed her dog away, and it caused a lot of discontent in the moment. People like, I was mad at my sister, I was mad at the dog. I was like, get the fucking dog away from Hank, because I'm like, look, he's older. He's just.
I've done the same
He's
thing.
He's a cuddly dude. He doesn't want to fuck around. I'm like, don't.
If you didn't do it, then she probably would have bit him.
Yeah, no. And I was like, I went into protection mode, and she got mad at me.
It happens.
Yeah.
You just apologize and move on. No, you shouldn't even apologize, but you move on. Is what it is.
Yeah, don't fuck with my dog.
Yeah. What kind of dog is it?
It is an Irish Springer Spaniel.
Small? They're not super small.
I don't want to say small. Smaller than Finn and Hank. But like I said, I really like the dog. She's fun to be around. She's very friendly
Yeah.
to most people. I think when they had the kid, they were very nervous how she would react because she has showed some aggression. But she's taken really well to the child, which
That's
is very
good.
good.
Yeah. I'd always get nervous if I had a dog and I introduced a baby. Like even with Brantley, like right now. Like if, say I God forbid, had a kid. I don't think he would be very happy. Because attention would be away
Yeah.
from him. And he's an attention whore. So I wonder.
I've seen a lot of videos on Reddit of like a newborn infant cuddling up next to like a husky.
Hmm.
I was like, I don't know if that's a great idea, but
Pit bulls are really good with babies. A lot of people don't think that.
I love pit bulls.
They're nanny dogs. That's what they were bred for. To like be around children and watch them. That's what they're like. People don't realize they're originally bred for being nanny dogs.
I had no idea.
Yep, they were nanny, and then they transitioned into fighting dogs, but they weren't that way originally.
Here's a hot topic. I think you're going to agree with me on this. I think certain dogs should not breed anymore, like pugs.
Mm-hmm.
I think they should not be
For
bred
the
anymore.
health issues
Yep.
and the really wide bullies, they look like pit bulls. They're real wide. And,
Yeah, them. I think bulldogs.
Yep.
Any dog that has a predisposition
There's a lot.
to health effects should not be bred anymore.
Yeah, and they're only bred for money.
Yeah, because pugs are very expensive,
Mhm.
and people breed them like crazy.
And they do this.
They
Because
can't.
they can't breathe.
fucking breathe.
Yeah.
Man, that's got to be a miserable life.
Yep. I agree. I think there's a lot of shitty fucking breeders out there that just want money and they don't care about the dogs. And they keep them in, like, when they get litters, they'll keep them in little tiny cages until they sell them.
Yeah, I'm not really a fan of like breeders.
Mm.
I don't like that.
And there's a lot of incest breeding as well, which causes a lot of health issues.
There was a pet store in Canton called Whiskers, Wings, and Wild Things. It's still open, but they were running a puppy mill out of the back. They got shut. No, they didn't get shut down. They had to shut down the puppy mill aspect of it, but you always knew there was a puppy mill back there. You could hear all the dogs
Really?
barking behind a curtain. It was pretty sad.
A lot of the Amish breed within, like, the own dog's family.
So they're just giving them fucking,
A lot of issues.
yeah.
Right, off rip. So they never buy a dog from the Amish. Because they fuck them up. They fuck them up.
That does suck.
They build good houses, but they fuck their dogs
Yeah,
up.
they're really great at construction and
Yeah.
make great food.
Yeah. Who fucking tired, dude? My brain is fried.
Yeah. Well, we can call it there.
That's a good idea. I can't think anymore.
I'm hungry anyway.
We gotta do that, man. I hope your bike goes well.
It won't. It'll go horrendous.
Yeah, 'cause it's us. Anybody else would just fucking,
I
we'll just
know. Most
be
people would
easy.
have an easy time with
Yeah.
it.
But not us.
Well, you know,
We'll make Mitchell do it. We'll just, like, eat
Just watch
and watch
Mitchell
him do it. He would, too,
All
if we
the way
asked
up
him.
I know.
Mitchell, can you please do it? Oh, I guess.
Come on, Mitch. Please. Anyway, that's
All
the
the
end
way
of
up
the
to
episode.
6 if
Thank
I
you guys for tuning in to the Stuck the Airport podcast.
Have a good one.
Catch you later.